Hey, good morning, everybody. Hello on a rainy Thursday morning.
Yeah.
Oh, we need the rain, right? Oh, we need it.
Nah.
All good.
All the plants are going dormant.
Yeah,
We don't need
leaves
the
are
rain.
falling. Everything's browning out. Here we are. Thursday. Going to be chilly this weekend.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, no, it's actually going to feel like fall. Crazy. Oh, we got a busy day today, too. So after the show, we head over to Scott Air Force Base, over to the Exchange for a broadcast with the Fast Lane, who, by the way, we are going to get into it today. I listened to them yesterday. Basically trash this radio program for a half hour.
Yep, calling us to do better.
Were you listening too?
No,
or you heard about it?
Our listeners were tagging us and then some of their listeners were like, "You guys do need to be doing better." I'm like, "Who the hell is this?"
I was sitting at the bus stop waiting for my daughter to get off the bus, and I had the radio on, and they went. Whew,
Hey, isn't it encouraging enough for them to have a good segment? They have to talk about us.
they went scorched earth.
Must have been
I'll say.
light news day at ESPN.
And my daughter gets in the car. I go, hey, honey, how was school? And she's silent because I got the radio on. And she goes, Dad, why do they hate you? I thought you were friends.
What were they talking about?
They were talking about us whining about the pick'em challenge.
saying that and I don't know the history, so what were they correct to say that this show was the reason that the deadline for picks went away?
They are out of their minds.
They said like last year you guys were ruining everything.
Out of their minds. Nope. Everything. All the cards are going to be on the table at Scott Air Force Base.
All the guns are going to be on the table too.
Whoa.
So
Oh,
unpack.
Yeah, that's
come
what.
out of shelter.
I bet they didn't touch that, did they? The fact that
They haven't taken any shots.
we take our punishments. At least we have integrity on the back end of the game.
Also,
literally.
I saw Marsh at our staff meeting yesterday. He would not make eye contact with me.
No.
Oh, it's
I saw it too.
He put on the
Saw it
loudest
too.
coat I've ever heard anyone put on during a meeting, and
Yep.
it made me laugh so hard. He had on some sort of windbreaker that he put on while John Kioski was giving a inspirational speech about the company, and it
Yeah.
was like, and I go, dude, you just
was
put
it,
on
vinyl?
the loudest coat. What?
Was it like a windbreaker?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was like one of those golf windbreakers, and I was
Wind
dying
song.
laughing. I just leaned over. I go, Marsh, that's the loudest coat I've
Well,
ever heard.
listen,
anyone
we're
put on.
gonna record the podcast. I know we're gonna stream it on YouTube live, so you could tune in around noon on the old YouTube stream.
Well,
Hopefully, it all ends and we're friends.
I hope.
I doubt it though.
I popped in on their producer. I don't know if you guys want to say his name or not.
No.
Mike Ryder?
Oh.
Okay, I guess we do. I popped in on Ryder and I said, hey, man, I want you to know that you're making these picks.
Yeah, we think
And he
that
wouldn't turn around.
We
and he
think
goes,
that
I don't know
their
what you're
producer
talking about, man.
Right.
And I
is
go,
making some of their picks.
I go, here's what I know. I know I logged on. I looked at the picks for the Monday night game, and one person had picked the Giants. I logged back on 4 minutes later, and 4 people had switched at once. Now, I know, where's Brad Thompson right now? He's in Vegas. You're telling me Brad Thompson dropped everything he was doing in Vegas. He kept saying, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Yep, Brad, BT was out there. He just took a break and switched. It just was a coincidence. I go, oh, coincidence. Everybody, Carey switched. Coincidentally, Stalter switched. All at the same time. Guys, were you guys on a Zoom call at 6:45, 6:50 at night on a Monday night?
Right.
Because it
Yeah,
seems
I
to me
know
like
he had
one
tickets to go see Carrot Top, so he's not. Excuse me, Mr. Carrot Top.
Oh, yes.
I got
a pick'em challenge I needs to tend to.
Pause this show. Yeah.
hang on, Carrot Top.
Something is afoot.
We'll hash it all out at Scott Air Force Base.
Are you bringing the nasty jelly beans today?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, I got a game. I got a game. Gonna play a game. Gonna play a game.
We're going to try and play nice.
Like to play a game.
Don't forget to bring the jelly beans.
Me? Oh.
Yeah, put them over here so we don't forget them.
No.
I'm trying to organize. I'm trying to organize everything. I want to make sure I don't get to the Air Force Base and go, damn it.
Maybe we can all
the jelly
switch them
beans.
at the last minute.
Ooh.
Switch the jelly beans.
Maybe we can use their tactics.
That would be on brand for them. But anyway, and then after we get done with the broadcast, I'm heading up to South Bend, Indiana. Oh yeah,
Lucky.
Rudy.
Yeah.
He's going to try out for Notre Dame.
I'm trying out for Notre Dame,
Oh,
guys.
man, that's awesome.
Congrats,
Never
man.
too late.
All right.
Never
Red
too
shirt,
late.
right?
Yeah, I'm still eligible.
Yeah, that's
I
great.
still have my college eligibility.
Yeah.
45. Interesting.
Yep. Hey, if Rudy can do it, so can I.
Yeah,
But
dude.
what's it with that old
Rizz
guy?
Rudiger.
Yeah. Get ready, guys. There's going to be a movie about me in 10 years.
The whole team throws their jerseys on the coach's desk. It's like, this is for Rizz. This is for Rizz. Now coming in at defensive end.
Yep.
Man born with no shins.
Here it comes. Dreams do come true, guys. Reach for the stars.
That's right.
No, my son's got a hockey tournament, so heading out to South Bend.
How long does it take to drive there?
6 hours.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
boy, that's going to be great.
You gonna check out the sites?
I don't think there's time.
Are there sites?
No sites.
What's there to see?
I mean, other than the field, I guess. The stadium.
I know one of the dads was
There's
like,
gotta
"Oh,
be
there's the bar."
Whoa.
that, you know,
from the film.
Rudy's dad was drinking in.
The kids won't care about that.
Pretty cool.
Nah.
That'll be good. Are you going through Pontiac? You can go to Wally's.
Yeah, there's a site.
We have a Wally's here. I don't think I need to do that.
Oh,
I don't think
man,
I need
that's
to do
the
that. We have.
original.
I think they had the same stuff. They have the same things.
You should
I did
really try the
try
sausage
to.
over there.
I did try to route out a Taco John's on the way.
Awesome. Did you find one?
Yeah, it's off the road though.
How far?
Under 5?
I mean, it's a couple miles off the road.
Yeah, go.
Worth it?
Yeah. Why not? Take the boy.
Maybe I'll hit it on the way back.
Yeah, good.
Because at this,
I'll write down the order.
I'm hopefully hitting the road around 4, 3 or 4 o'clock, with the kids in tow, and it's a 6-hour drive. Plus, you lose an hour.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Plus, you lose an hour.
It's
So
just over
over the line.
Bummer.
Dude, that's such a weird part of the country, Indiana. Because some they stopped doing the time change in some parts. I've had that happen, dude, where I was like in one part of Indiana, then had to show in Fort Wayne and was like an hour late. Only had
You
to
don't
drive-
know.
You don't know. You had to drive. It was only like a 40-mile drive. It wasn't like, but it just happened to be like right on that time zone edge. And I'm like, man, this has to be a nightmare for people with jobs. Like imagine if Illinois and Missouri were on different time zones.
Yeah, you got to start mathing stuff out.
Yeah.
I don't know. There'd be math on this quiz.
It's wild. I just read some sort of article or something. You're not going to read something about time zones, are you?
No.
Okay, I just read some article that the people on the western ends of their time zones live
I saw that.
live less, and they're what was it, less happy or something
It all
like
has
that?
to do with exposure to the sun.
More stressed, yeah, because they're getting less sunlight.
Less daylight. They get less daylight on a certain side of a time
They're
zone.
less happy. They're more unhealthy, and they live fewer days.
Well, what are we right in the middle? I guess we're right in the middle.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like here at St.
I don't think it
Louis.
was a very relevant article for our area.
Like going west, where does it switch to mountain time? So it's east, central,
Is it the Colorado border?
mountain, Pacific.
Isn't it right before?
I
Kind
don't
of
know.
before
Oh,
Denver?
so we're more towards the eastern side of the time zone. We should be happier then. That's fine. I tell you what, if I'd won that Powerball last night, I'd be choppering up to
The
South
chopper.
Bend,
Nice.
getting the chopper.
Yeah.
Nobody won last night. So now the Powerball jackpot has climbed to an estimated $1.4 billion. Nobody matched all 6 numbers and hit it. So your next shot at the Powerball jackpot will be Saturday night. It's been 11 weeks without a big winner. No matter how large the prize grows, the odds, by the way, are still the same. And the odds are terrible. So the mountain time zone starts
Actually starts in Kansas. Check it out.
extreme western Kansas.
Isn't that kind of cool that, the only state borderline for the mountain time zone is actually New Mexico. And even that bleeds down into a piece of Texas, this El Paso corner here. But some of Kansas, except for these tiny little tips on the north and southwest
It's weird
corners
how
of
they-
it.
That is weird. And then the Texas thing, how much of a bummer is that? Where you have that whole state and then one little section has to be in a different
99% of the state is in the central time zone, and then a little piece like El Paso.
Yeah, but there's even this New Mexican shelf that comes over. So if you go 3 minutes north, you're in mountain time, and then you come down here and you gain an hour.
All right, so back to the Powerball thing. The odds of winning the Powerball are 1 in 292.2 million. That makes the jackpot so hard to win, and that results in such giant prizes. The last time somebody won the top prize was July 19th. So in most states, do you even know how this works? So Powerball tickets cost $2. Buyers can choose their own numbers and single Powerball number or leave it up to the computer. Powerball drawings are held 3 times a week, 9:59 p.m. St. Louis time, Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays.
Every time
numbers are selected at the Florida Lottery in Tallahassee.
Every time I ask questions about it, I get lit up by people who are like, no, this guy's 42 and he doesn't know about Powerball. He doesn't know how this works.
No.
He asks them every time. And I'm like, you know what? I forget every time.
We're a rambling man, not a gambling man.
I don't know anything about this.
I was just going to say, who lets the stupid, and here we go, who lets the computer pick?
I do.
Are you
Quick
kidding
pick.
me? You're never going to win that way.
That's the better odds?
Bring forth, that thing is...
I'm sure that's how most people do it.
But you're unique in your pick.
But if I got $20, give me $20 quick pick.
No, pick your own numbers.
20 different times?
Yes.
Clearly you don't play Powerball.
I don't.
There is no difference in the odds of winning the lottery, whether you pick your own numbers or let the computer pick for you.
AI is taking over the world. Don't let it take
Lern's
this.
a witch.
It says this, it says the same percentage.
I said
That's
witch.
why I don't play.
I said witch.
I know, I heard it.
It's being the internet, by the way. Says the same percentage of winning entries are quick picks as self picks.
Yeah, and what are the percentages of people that use quick picks? I'm sure most of them do.
Right. And most of y'all aren't winning.
Statistically, the method...
Yes. Most of us are not winning the Powerball.
Statistically, the method of selecting your own set of lottery numbers is not used as much as the quick pick option. So more people are doing the quick picks.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm going quick pick a day. Now, once the numbers are chosen down in Florida, it usually takes a couple hours to figure out if there is a jackpot winner. If there is not a winner, state lottery officials release a jackpot estimate for the next drawing. So Saturday, an estimated $1.4 billion. Now, if there is a winner, the jackpot goes back to $20 million and begins the long process of growing until there's another winner. Now, the jackpot is based on revenue from ticket sales. So the more people who play the game, the fatter the top prize grows. However, even though the current jackpot is advertised as $1.4 billion, the lottery has less than half that amount available for the top prize. That's why the cash prize, which most winners take, would be $643.7 million. You ever wonder why? If you take the cash, it's way less?
Yeah.
Because they don't have the money on hand.
That's hilarious.
That makes more sense. Hey, this says if you're strictly going by the numbers, the quick pickers, more quick pickers than self pickers win lottery jackpots. 70% of lottery winners used quick pick, but that also is because more people use the quick pick. There's a guy who went on CBS and said that he has won the lottery 7 times, like somewhat major wins, and says that the only guaranteed way to increase your chances of winning the lottery is by picking your own numbers. I'm not going to read this article as to what his reasonings are, but that was some guy.
Because you see the numbers that are picked the most.
Anecdotally.
Maybe it's from the future. Now,
maybe you're right.
Players could also choose the annuity, in which that $643.7 million would be paid to a company that would then guarantee a return over 30 years of the $1.4 billion. If a winner dies before collecting their money, what happens?
Nothing.
Probate?
The remainder goes to the winner's estate.
After
death.
Years and years of court stuff, probably.
Right.
That's pretty cut and dry here.
Well, if they put it in a trust.
Like whoever your next of kin is, whoever gets whatever else you own.
You're saying before you get it, though, before you collect?
If a winner dies before collecting all their money, so let's say they take the annuity, the payments then go to the estate. Like, so whoever next of kin is.
Gotcha.
Whoever gets all their assets.
And I wonder if they have to pay death taxes on it.
I'm going to get to taxes here in a second.
Well, and I wonder how that works for like an elder law or estate planning trust. Like, who has anybody?
You better go see a lawyer
and
get stuff changed.
Yeah, let's say though I pay my tax, I win. I'm sorry, I'm gonna take me. Okay, our friend Jimbo right here, he wins. Jim wins, and he pays the taxes on it, and then he passes, and it goes to his kid. Does his kid have to now pay taxes on it as well?
Well, state lotteries will immediately deduct 24% of jackpot winnings for federal taxes, and additional federal taxes may be required when filing your federal tax returns. Meaning, he'll have to pay taxes every year.
Right, for the annuity.
State taxes will vary as some states don't tax lottery winnings at all, and others tax money at different rates.
What?
Yeah, players who buy... Okay, so what if I buy my ticket in Illinois, but I live in Missouri? Where am I paying?
Ooh,
both.
Great question.
Golly.
I got an answer.
It's like when you buy a car, right? Like if I buy a car in Illinois, I got to pay both, right?
You do?
If I live in Missouri, but I buy a car in Illinois.
Well, you got to pay sales tax in Illinois, but you got to pay property tax in Missouri.
Wait, if I live in Illinois, but I work in Missouri, I paid both taxes, state taxes.
So players who buy winning grand prize tickets in different states from where they live will pay taxes based on where they bought the ticket.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
that's good.
So they pay where. So the state tax will come from...
So you got to find out.
Go to where.
So if you're really into this, you pick your own numbers and you find out which states favor you, and then you drive to New Mexico, wherever the heck, go to a random gas station, pick your numbers, drive on back.
Yeah.
So the game's odds remain 1 in 292.2 million, regardless of how big the jackpot is and the number of people buying tickets. Those odds mean that there are 292.2 million possible number combinations. Now, to put that into into context, so for Monday's drawing, players across the country chose only 20% of the possible combinations. That means that nearly 80% of the possible combinations were not selected. So the odds are pretty good that there would not be a winner. You understand that? So of the 292.2 million number combinations during Monday's drawing, only 20% of those were picked. That's why it's you don't get great odds to win.
And we all still play.
And typically, the larger the jackpot grows, the more people play and the more combos are covered.
Done. I'm done.
We don't do
And
it.
people also usually buy more tickets on Saturdays, which increases the chance of a winner for those drawings.
I'm done with this. Are you done? Are you officially done too?
Yeah.
With the lottery?
Yeah.
I
think I'm done.
If my own picks don't matter and I'm never going to win anyway, why am I spending $20?
Yeah.
Somebody wins.
No, they don't. Nobody
You know
won.
That's the worm.
That's
Oh,
the
they
gimmick.
got me. Oh,
Somebody wins
They got
is
me.
the- is
I'm a
the- is
gambling
the
man.
night
Call me
call.
Kenny Rogers.
Hey, Kenny Rogers.
Somebody wins. Somebody's got to win.
Why do
Well,
they
you
call
also
this the
got the-
poor man's tax? I don't understand.
You also got the other smaller winners, the $1 million winners. You could win, a couple grand matching not all the numbers.
If I'm going to dip my toe into gambling, I'm going to
Listen, if it's $4 to get into the office pool, fine.
I'm doing scratchy lotteries for life, right?
I'm still playing, right?
But that's more fun. At least I'm going $20 in
active.
scratchy lotteries, and then you get to have all the
activity.
shavings in your
I bet
lap.
you've spent more in scratch-offs than I've ever spent playing Powerball.
And I've won more in scratch-offs than ever in Powerball.
Damn.
That's a fact.
Got
That's
you
what
there.
you
She
should
got
buy
you
your
there.
scratch
Boom,
offs
roasted.
from.
She got you there.
Yeah, you should buy your scratch offs.
Boom, roasted.
What'd you say?
You should buy your scratchers from Spencer's or some gag gift shop because you always win with those.
Yeah,
it's much
always
better.
win.
Oh, man, Jeff Burton always used to tell a story about how somebody gave him one of those Spencer's fake lotto winners
On air.
on air, and he called his wife and said, "Baby, we won 20 grand."
Yep.
Like,
He was so excited.
Debt-free.
He was.
so excited.
Oh, yeah, it
Like,
was
we're gonna
real.
finally pay off bills. I think they were newly married.
Who gave it to him? Just some
Maybe
listener?
Julie was pregnant. I don't remember.
It was
something
a point
where
in his
like
life
we
where it
needed the
was-
money
Yeah.
Oh my God.
and
It was heavy.
didn't tell him until a while later.
Jeff.
Until after, like, he told his wife, "Baby, We're all good.
Let's go to Ruth's Chris.
We're all good, baby. We could finally get the power turned back on. No, that wasn't that style, but. But that's savage. You know, Jeff, and I am reminded of Jeff, especially around Halloween, because Jeff always would tell a story. And you know what story I'm going to tell? About the apple and the razor blade.
Every time. And every time our faces would all go.
Jeff said that when he was a kid, that he was a victim of somebody putting a razor blade in an apple.
And that
urban legend.
And that it cut his tongue wide open.
Cut his tongue.
Wow.
I don't know if it's a legendary story Jeff told, if it was true. I don't know.
Every year, off air, I'd ask him, like, hey, do you think maybe there's a chance, like, you were really young and you read a story or something? Because remember when that was going around, like, in the 70s or the 80s or whatever, and it was, like, panic, and people were putting razor blades, and there wasn't a single documented...
I'm going to talk about that right now.
Oh, no. There's a documented case?
Oh, No. I have... Because I'm going to lean into Lern being paranoid about everything.
Oh, okay. Well, it's like, what is that, the Mandela effect or one of those effects?
I want a soundbite of Paranoid from Black Sabbath to play, like whatever we started on the Lern paranoia. Because I feel like it deserves it.
It's Lern's paranoia. Well, somebody sent us an email earlier this morning. It was, oh my God, it's 4:55. Somebody's pumping gas. Should I be concerned?
Yes.
That's the whole drive here. I'm like, what are all these people doing on the roads?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So headline.
I do think that, though. I'm with Lern on that. Every car that goes by, I go, what the hell are you doing? You got a morning show too?
Right.
You're either drunk or a truck driver.
Exactly. Or criminal.
Nobody should be on the road at 3 o'clock.
Anytime I see a car in my neighborhood when I'm leaving, I'm like, well, who is this guy?
Right.
Who
Coney Landrum, who is that?
What are you doing? Yeah. Oh, who are you casing?
Another morning show host? Doubtful. Headline, razor blades and poison candy.
Here we go.
A history of Americans fearing Halloween. As kids and adults throughout the nation prepare for the arrival of Halloween, the age-old urban legend of people tainting Halloween candy with razor blades and poison. Oh, you know, people are going to be talking about it.
That's right.
'Tis the season for it. 'Tis the season for parents dumping out the load of candy on the kitchen table and inspecting every single piece.
Yeah. Cannabis chocolates. Got to inspect every piece.
Newer.
Oh, that's an urban thing.
That's a newer.
An urban legend.
Well, no, that's real.
Actually real.
Oh, is it real?
That's
real. Because like the packaging.
I don't think so.
Well,
we have documented cases.
Yeah, they were showing the packaging looking like, I mean, cutesy, like candy. It's like, you know, sweet, sour, high gummies.
You can't buy that stuff in bulk. You can't buy cannabis chocolates in bulk and have them. Like, first of all, it's very expensive. So anybody that's doing that is crazy.
Listen, some of the packaging looks exactly like the real candy.
Yeah, and I think what they were worried about was mistakes. I don't think they were worried about somebody giving away their
being malicious
$100 pack of gummies. I think people were worried about like kids.
You can't see that happening?
Finding a parent's one.
I don't. Anybody who has cannabis chocolates at their house right now or anything like that, they have them stored away in a special place.
Is this your first day on Earth?
Leave that stuff around.
That's never happened. We hear there's a headline. Did that happen? There's headlines. Jeff Burton's telling you he had a razor blade in his apple. Did that happen? Just because you hear about it,
there was a whole
thing
where they were asking these cannabis companies, "Hey, please change your packaging because it looks way too similar."
Yeah.
Yes, but as far as it going into a child's pumpkin pail, I just don't see it happening.
Okay, well, the whole razor blade thing, the whole poison candy thing has haunted parents for generations. And it's cast doubt over the safety of trick-or-treating. And as I mentioned, leading cautious parents to comb through and scrutinizing every little piece of chocolate that's in the pumpkin, in the plastic pumpkin, before the kids could eat it. But how much truth is there to everything? Now, the world's leading researcher on candy tampering, a guy named Joel Best, he is a professor of sociology and criminal justice at the University of Delaware. Prestigious.
Nice place.
He has found pretty much no evidence to substantiate Halloween candy fears. And he says his research goes back to 1958.
You should look at 57. What a year. Nightmare.
He says, I have been unable to find any evidence that any kid has been killed or seriously injured by a contaminated treat picked up in the course of trick-or-treating. None. Zero.
All right.
I mean, he combed through records from the New York Times, the LA Times, Chicago Tribune. That's just to name a couple of the big papers. In his research, he found that there was only one confirmed death from poisoned Halloween candy. But it wasn't from a kid trick-or-treating getting it from a stranger or somebody who wanted to harm trick-or-treaters. It happened back in 1974. It was a guy in Texas who poisoned his 8-year-old son.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
He poisoned his 8-year-old son with a potassium cyanide-laced pixie stick.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And he did it just after he took out an insurance claim on his kid.
That's terrible.
Dang.
He also gave the pixie sticks to his other kid and 3 other neighborhood kids. But those kids didn't. It was just the one kid that died because of it. Yeah. He was found guilty of capital murder and 4 counts of attempted murder, and he was executed back in 84. Anyway, stories of the Halloween quote-unquote sadism increased in the 80s around the whole Tylenol murders, the whole Chicago Tylenol murders.
Before the tamper-proof stuff.
Right.
Man.
I always just assumed it was parents trying to keep the kids out the candy till they got home. Because like our parents back in the day, dude, fear tactics. Now parenting books have come out, and they're like, yeah, you probably shouldn't scare your kids.
Right.
But back in the day, that was the #1 parenting tactic. You know what I mean? To be like, don't. There's razor blades in that can. You know what? There are thumbtacks and the devil in that candy.
Yeah.
You got to let your mom and dad look through it when they get. And all it was to do was to ration it out. Honestly, I think it was for my dad to take the best for himself. Because I noticed, don't think I wasn't keeping track as a kid, that some of the better candy was in short supply after I dumped my little pillowcase out and it got put up in the cabinet. And then I'd look in the little country crock plastic tub that was pre-purposed as Tupperware for some of us that were a little less fortunate. And I popped that country crock open and noticed that a lot of the brand name candy was getting a little scarce.
Where's my nougat, Dad?
Yeah, a lot of the nougat was disappearing.
Nougat's gone, Dad.
High
This must
demand.
have been razor blades. Yeah, there was razor blades in there. Yeah. Yeah, sure, Dad.
I remember as a kid hearing about the razor blades.
Yeah, I do too, man.
Yep.
And then later hearing about tabs of acid.
Yep.
Like tabs of LSD. Mm-hmm. And kids were getting dosed.
And they can hide that anywhere.
Right.
Right.
None of that's true. None. Zero.
We were always
Didn't
looking
happen.
for like little holes because they were going to like inject something with
Right.
needles into Three
Yep.
Musketeers single bites. It was a wild time. But the crazy thing is, I mean, this is the same tactic, the same thing that's been happening for decades. And I love how people are always like, "Oh, it's much more dangerous world out there. These kids got to worry about so much more, and we got to worry about so much more." They were saying the same thing about razor blades and apples. And then remember, Mortal Kombat was going to like destroy our lives.
Yeah.
Remember that was like a news thing for months. This new game on Sega Genesis, Mortal Kombat, going to turn all your children into supernatural murderers.
Yeah.
Murderers. You are raising murderers if you
did
have
hear about
Sega
little
Genesis.
Danny down the street, he ripped some kid's spine out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much Mortal Kombat.
Sonya.
What a
He
bummer.
just said fatality and then ripped the kid's head off with his spine attached still.
Yeah.
He was a good kid.
I saw a kid jumping on turtles. Trying to. All because of Mario.
Little Tommy got a concussion trying to break a
brick wall.
bricks with his head.
Yeah, I mean it's all the same. I'm a believer that the world does, with all the things that change,
And here's what the
all
study
the things
says.
stay the same.
The study says Halloween sadism can be viewed as an urban legend which emerged during the early 70s to give expression of growing fears about safety of children, the danger of crime, and other sources of social strain. Urban legends like collective behavior and social problems construction are responses to social strain shaped by the perception of the threat and social organization. I don't know what that means. But anyway.
Cool.
And, by the way, the tampered candy. Okay, the tampered candy and close calls with drugs pretended to be candy has come up in the most recent years. Nobody's gotten hurt. No serious injuries. Back in 2018, an 11-year-old was charged in North Carolina. He put sewing needles in Halloween candy, which were given out.
Man. All this being said, all the phoniness, all that, I'm still checking their candy. I'm still checking their candy. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
That same year, a couple from Oregon reportedly ate methamphetamine-laced gummy candies that they got from their kids' Halloween bags. Other police departments around the country have issued warnings about intentional or accidental distribution of drug-laced candy. But again, nobody has been hurt. Nobody seriously injured.
I was driving around last night, and I was very impressed with how many people have gone full season of decorating their yards for Halloween. I mean, it's really... It wasn't like this in the 80s and 90s when we were trick-or-treating. Like, maybe people would have a jack-o'-lantern out.
Yeah, it was like
now,
6 days before, maybe.
It's like Christmas times 2.
Well, just to put a capper on this, while there are no records of kids being seriously harmed by razor-filled or drug-laced candies during Halloween, they do say, hey, inspect your kids' candy, just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case. There was a story, I think it was out of New York, of a realistic looking fire inside. See if you can pull up the story and pull it up on the big screen. So you know they have these screens now you can put in the windows that it looks like a ghost. Like a ghost is coming up to the window. Almost looks like a hologram.
It's like a projection.
Like a projection, yeah. You project it on the back of a screen. It looks pretty realistic.
Yeah, it's cool.
Well, a family, and I think it's in New York, they had the projection, but it was fire. And the fire department was like, this house is on fire.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, well, I started putting in that kind of stuff, and you remember from last year when the cops were called 3 times about that Halloween display that was outside that people thought was a murder scene?
Yeah, wasn't there somebody like hanging off of a house or
hanging
something?
out of the garage.
Yeah, well, it's the here, it's this one. Remember this where it's like a bloody streak and it seems like, somebody's got...
It looks like a murder scene.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a guy in a trash bag.
Yeah.
And then look at this. This is the DIY fire effect that you can do, and somebody thought that the house was on fire.
Well, go up.
Gosh.
New York firefighters called to house fire that was Halloween decoration.
Glen Falls, New York.
Cool.
It looks like it does look like a raging fire because they've got, it's a 2-story house with 2 windows on the bottom and one window on the top, and they've got it in all 3, so it looks like the entire inside of this hollow house is just burned.
A smokeless fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed yesterday driving around, Lern was talking about the spider webs. If you put those out, it can hinder animals' lives. And so I saw those everywhere now, and that's all I see. I'm like, you jerks!
Yo,
Animals dying.
Murder.
look at this! Look at this video. Learn, put the camera up for the YouTubers. I mean, that is pretty crazy. If you're a certain distance, listen, my eyes are.
I would think that house is on fire.
Yeah, my eyes are getting bad. And
yeah, there's no smoke.
Yeah, but
which is a sign.
I would assume that I can't see the smoke because it's dark and I don't have great vision.
Wow,
That's wild, man.
I mean, this attic one.
The attic one is really crazy.
Yeah, it's
is this
super
the boy
bright.
cried wolf kind of thing that could happen?
Oh, you mean like when this house burns for real? No one's going to call?
No,
one
the fire
calls?
department's like that. They were cool with it, and they actually allowed the family to keep the display up.
Oh,
You got to put a sign out or something saying fake
Not
fire.
real.
Right?
Fake fire.
Or
maybe
only
the
turn it on on
stuffed,
Halloween.
I thought maybe the full mannequin on the porch was a kind of a dead giveaway. They had like other decorations up.
I couldn't even see that though from a distance.
With the house on fire?
Yeah, you're probably right. If you drove by, that'd be weird. Did you see the one with it's been going around, I think, TikTok or maybe Instagram, but it was like, this is the scariest Halloween decorations ever, and it's just like a bunch of baby dolls. It look like they're marching out of the house carrying like body bags.
No, I didn't see that.
Man, it is disturbing.
Yeah, some people go all out.
See if you can find that, Moon.
Some people really go all out.
It was cool. And I was like, man.
It's babies carrying away corpses.
Yeah, put that up, dude.
That's a good one.
That is
that's
They
great.
just took doll after doll, and it's got a corpse laying on top of the, like a
they're
line of
carrying-
ants.
Yeah, like a line of ants carrying them out. And I'm like,
Oh, that's funny.
and the house looks kind of creepy.
Yeah, this is
awesome.
well done.
Very
That
well
house would
done.
look like a
There's
creepy
kids
house
in
without
cages in the front.
Yeah.
Without the marching babies. Yeah, people.
Yeah.
Some
I
people
don't
are
like
so
that.
creative.
Some people have too many
Some people are so
places
twisted.
to store things. Where does all this crap go? And I hate to be that guy, but like I was putting some equipment away yesterday, and I don't know. It's becoming like half of my storage area in the garage now, or in the basement, is just holiday stuff that's out for a few weeks.
Well, for these people, it's worth it. I mean, this is their big time of year.
The Super Bowl.
They would rather sacrifice living space and put the Halloween decorations away after the holiday's over.
Look at that one. This one, they just took hundreds and hundreds of dolls and different things and stacked them up in front of the house, blocking the entire entryway.
That's wild.
I mean, people get wild, and I think this is fun. My father-in-law does some really cool stuff, and he would turn his garage for years and years and years. Even when the kids were out of his kids were out of the house, he turned his garage into a haunted house.
That's cool.
But put up like things, and you got to walk through it,
That's
know,
cool.
and it's
I
all this
love
creepy
that.
stuff.
That's cool.
And it's awesome.
That was like a wild class photo.
It does. It's not a ton of stuff to store. Where are people storing all this stuff?
Maybe they got a storage pod. Maybe they got a storage shed. I don't know. Hey, what's the latest with the teacher down at St. Clair who was busted with the OnlyFans account? Brianna Coppage was her name. She's not back at work, right?
Oh, she
No.
made a lot of money this last week.
Back at work on the site or back at work on... I thought school fired her.
She was not officially fired.
Oh, I didn't know that.
From what I read, it's just on leave.
Right.
I think Scott's right, though. She is. I don't think she's going back to being a teacher because she's made a ton.
Yeah, I heard
ton
the
of
superintendent,
money.
he was like, hey, you're getting a raise.
Well, somebody is.
Yeah.
What was her Brooklyn Love? I think is her.
Brooklyn Love.
On leave.
I subscribed.
You did?
I did. I wanted to talk about it with Tina at home, and she's like, let's subscribe for a month and she's lost her job. And
Not yet.
No. She didn't lose her job. She's making more money
suspended with
than
pay,
she will
though.
ever.
More money than any of us.
She's making more
hey,
money
look,
than she will ever make as a
I
teacher.
threw a 20 spot down. We should get her on the show. I'll send her a message and be like, hey, as a subscriber, I'm sure that won't be
That's
weird.
going to cost extra.
Yeah.
Yeah, she inflated her cost, right? It was $10 a month, and it's $20 now.
Okay, so let me ask you.
Yeah, I was showing
So
for work purposes.
let me ask you.
Showing Lern in the
Yeah, you can write that
office the other day. I asked Tommy if I could write that off.
So you subscribe to the page, which is how much a month?
20 now. It was 10.
Okay, so
the
she
day we
raised the
talked
raise.
about it, it was 10. The day we first brought it up,
Right.
and I pulled it up, it was 10. And then when I went back on to show it to Tina, it was 20. And then I'm like, I'll do 1 month. I'll do a subscription.
Oh, McKernan had her on yesterday?
Yes.
Wow.
And I heard a little bit of the interview on their socials, and she said she does. She never. A lot of people are accusing her of being like, "Oh, you wanted this to happen," and she's like, "No, I had this undercover for a long time."
Well, that was my thought.
And
she resigned. Somebody says.
So it sucks that she's. I was thinking about it even more. Like, who showed that kid this OnlyFans? How did this happen?
I didn't know it was a kid.
Well, it was a kid.
And that's what I asked. Like, how does that...
Because kids are more resourceful online than parents will ever be.
But
It's the
you have
same
to
reason we were able to print internet porn out in the 90s, and our parents were just like, what in the...
Yeah, but we didn't have to log in to get that. Like, the OnlyFans, you have to log in to see the content. You have to subscribe to these channels, right?
Some teenager doesn't have a credit card.
I don't know.
Yeah, but she's asking, like, how was it found?
And then what happened? So a kid, and I'm just assuming right now. So a child heard about their teacher being on OnlyFans, and then they went to it maybe with a friend who maybe had a credit card or something and found a way to get an OnlyFans account. And then the kid tells their parents, and the parents bring it up to the school. Like, I want to know how that all
What
transpired.
grade age was she working with? Because if it's like that kid
8th grade?
You all knew that kid in middle school that was super savvy at that stuff, but he'd be like, man, I really think this teacher's attractive, so I'm going to see if she has an Instagram or something. Start searching around the internet, and it doesn't take long to find a link to the main site there.
I would
think
also...
so?
Maybe.
I've
Who
done
knows?
some research for the show.
Well, and again, Tom, but let me ask you some questions, because I don't know much about OnlyFans.
Freshman and sophomore.
So now,
Okay.
so it's $20 to get on,
Grill me.
$20 to get access to the page.
$20 subscription, get you access to the page. I'm learning about OnlyFans in real time because I wasn't
And
really...
once you're a subscriber, you could pay extra for other things?
This is where I think the real money's being made, because I'm not, and this is not a dispersion, I'm sure every OnlyFans page is like this. There are photos on it. There are nude photos on it. But and there are short videos. They're like 12 seconds long that are snippets of other videos. But then there's posts that are like comment with a tip and the number you want to see. So it'll be like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and it'll be like this scene is a orgy, this scene is a girl on guy, this scene is 30 minutes of self-pleasure, whatever I can say on the radio.
Well, what does my $20 get me?
The video gets sent to your inbox. So you get a private video sent to your inbox. You don't just get access to everything. You get access to the page, which gives you access to pay more money.
Oh.
It's very Bernie Madoff.
And
So what is my $20 initial?
It gets you access to the page where you can see the posts.
Is there stuff I could see on the page?
There is. It is usually just like, it'll be like, it's a little less. And they're probably all different. It's up to the person who owns the page. But a lot of it is like, hey, here's me getting ready to get in the shower, getting undressed, stepping into the shower. It's like a 20-second video. Or it'll be like a bedroom shot on the bed, a
Like
sexy
sexy
boudoir.
photo.
And then the third post will be like, want to see me do 9 dudes? Send me $20.
Well,
Want a private video of my feet? Send me $50.
Okay.
And then there's money being made on top of the subscription. So I'm like, think about this. If you got $20 a month, you got 100 subscribers. That's $2,000, right?
Yeah.
Or is that 20 grand
20 times
100 subscribers,
for $20
$20 a month.
Yeah.
is
Help
2,000.
me. It's 2,000.
2,000 times. So
She has-
2,000 times 12 for the for.
But she has over 2,000, I think, at this point, subscribers.
So think about that.
Yeah. So the $10K a month that we're reading about is just on subscribers.
Just
Right.
subscriptions.
So we don't even
There's
know the back
money
end.
on top. The back end money is
The
where.
tip
And it says right here, she started this when she made $42,000 a year with the school district.
Right. So there's tipping on top. You can tip, and people just tip to tip. Like there's like you can tip anytime you want in the app.
Excuse me, tip to tip?
That's all. You can pay extra for that.
There's it shows you on the post too. It shows you like the amount of tips a person made on the post.
Right.
So there'll be a post that's like, oh, $2,700 has been tipped to this,
Video,
and she's like, tip to show me what content you like.
which
So
is
I'll make more of
wild.
it. So there's like there's like little. It's a shell game, dude. There's a lot going on for extra money on there.
This had to be some sort of some dad or somebody in the scene down there
Yeah.
that posted a picture that they got when they were on whatever, and then somebody said, "Holy
Oh, that
smokes,
looks
I know
like-
who that is."
What is-
and then they all started talking about it, and somebody's kid overheard it.
Yeah, but here's the other thing, and this is now. Granted, this could be what I'm seeing on there because this is my first subscription. What I'm seeing is like, so she did a group scene
Yeah.
with 5 other girls and 3 dudes,
All right.
and showed
What?
like a 1-minute clip of it, and then it's like, want to see the whole video? Send $19.99, tip $19.99 with number 14, and I'll send it to your inbox. That's great. But in the side, kind of looks like a Facebook feed, and in the side feed, it showed all of the other girls in the video. And
and
there's
access to their pages.
so it's advertising for other people on the side to like subscribe to this person. If you like this, you'll like that. It's just like every other algorithm. So chances are some kid got on OnlyFans, was just looking at randos, and she popped up.
That could be.
And he was like, huh.
Oh, that looks like
my teacher. And then, they had probably had a credit
Yeah,
card.
I'd love to talk to her. I got questions. And what does she do on there? Everything?
Seemed like everything.
Everything.
Seemed like pretty much everything.
Says
I
here, the
mean-
district says it hasn't made its decision yet, but it just kind of putting pieces together that I'm not coming back.
She says she resigned.
I'm very aware that I will probably never be able to teach again. That was kind of the risk I knew I was taking. I'm sad about that. I do miss my students.
Okay, well, and I bring her up because there was a story out of Minneapolis where a police officer is on leave after her OnlyFans page was discovered, and it was kind of funny how her page was discovered. A Minneapolis police officer was apparently outed as an OnlyFans model last week after pulling over a driver who turned out to be a subscriber.
Whoa.
That's wild.
Yeah, this is up in Minneapolis. So this weekend, Fox 9, the local station up there, learned that the police officer was now being investigated by the police department to determine if she broke any police policy or guidelines by working as an erotic model. The officer, who they are not identifying, is a well-respected cop and has been recognized for her police work, but now she's in hot water for her side job. The driver who recognized the officer said to the news that he has been following her OnlyFans page for 5 months, and he says it took him 10 minutes before he figured it out. The driver says, quote, "Then we were doing a little talking and checking, and I was like, man, she got an OnlyFans page? I'm on her OnlyFans page." The driver says he's seen the officer have sex and post explicit photos.
As soon as this hit, there's like 50 people doing weird things, not using blinkers, driving recklessly, trying to get pulled over by an
Quote,
OnlyFans cop.
Quote, you got to go to the VIP and you get to see the videos of her and her, I guess, husband. I guess that's who it is. They do full sex videos. So the officer appears to have been running an OnlyFans site that offers a range of adult content, porn, customized videos.
Yeah.
So I guess they are. Yeah, she's on leave.
I mean,
and the driver says, "You can't arrest me no more. I've seen your private parts."
Good argument. That's a good argument.
Your Honor, I will be representing myself.
He knows the law.
If you look here on my computer, Exhibit A, I have seen the officer's boobies.
Quote, I wouldn't want her to be arresting me, and I just saw you and your husband last night for $29.99 have sex on OnlyFans. I just can't respect you or the precinct that you're working at. Okay, says the guy who subscribes to the page.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like,
And
I
drives
think you're just trying to
poorly.
get out of a ticket.
we want to, demonize the people who have OnlyFans accounts in their personal space to make extra money. And we want to, demonize sex work that is consensual and people are into that, whatever. But we don't, when these people come forward and they're like, well, I saw it on OnlyFans. We have nothing to say to those people like, oh, Ted, why, okay.
You're a subscriber, Ted.
You're a subscriber, Ted. Tell me about, they don't realize they're kind of outing themselves as
I'm
well.
protecting my children.
Could you perhaps give me some feedback so
By
I can make sure that my
subscribing to 14
content is
and tipping gratuitously.
Yes.
Also, somebody is trying to roast me about like why I'm so appalled that a kid would have an OnlyFans subscription account. I guess if I were a parent, I'd be monitoring my kid's bank account.
You should be appalled. It's 18 and over.
Well, but also, and
Yes,
they
and-
want to say that parents aren't monitoring or caring about what their kids are spending. In my life, my mom knew everything that my credit card was buying.
I didn't have to scan
So-
an ID to get an OnlyFans account. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like are you 18? Check box. Then in fact, they were more concerned if I was a robot than a child. There was a much more stringent, I had to choose the bicycle in this photo, choose the traffic lights in this photo. I'm like, there was a more stringent security protocol for whether or not I was a robot than whether or not I was under the age of 18.
You know what, Andrew is with you, Rafe. She's a swinger and is linked on other swingers' OnlyFans pages.
And I think that's kind of what happened, probably, because she was hooked to an account called St. Louis Swingers. Pretty geographically specific. You know what I mean? So if you had somebody's parents getting on there, maybe they like to swing, they put the loofahs up, they're on STL Swingers, and like, that's my kid's teacher. May not even cared, but
Right.
People are talking.
Right, people talk.
that's what I'm saying. Some kid overhears it.
People are talking, and
then it's around the high school in 14 minutes.
She told McKernan down the hall that she said it was an adult who found it. I guess she did another collaboration with a St. Louis couple, and that's how she was outed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Collab.
Collab, dude.
Yo,
She
you
did
wanna
a feature
collab?
on
You want
her
to
album.
collab?
It's
wanna collab with our genitals?
it's like when David Bowie did the collab with
Right,
the Queen
right.
on Under Pressure.
Yeah, we should
Just
get
start phrasing it that way.
we should get together and do a song. Let's do a collab. Oh yeah. We should get our genitals together and do a collab.
You guys are a nice looking couple. We should do a collab.
Yeah, let's do a full stab.
Anyway,
That's
Rafe Williams, comedian. Here's my card, and
Thank you.
I'll be in touch.
I'd love to collaborate with her.
It's also like, dude, this might just be the modern version of Finding Your Dad's Playboys. Do you know what I mean? Like, the world is what it is now. Playboy's
Yeah, it
not
ain't going
even
back.
Playboy's not even a magazine anymore.
yeah. She's
It's
not the
online
first.
only.
She's not the first to be fired. Won't be the last. Rizz, let's say you own a business. You own a pretzel company.
Yes.
Okay. And you
Rizz's
employ
Pretzels.
yeah. Rizz's Pretzels. We're all Rizz
Be called-
Pretzel.
Angry Pretzels.
No, it's called Twisted.
No, it's called Just a Little Salty. Just a little salty.
Okay, all right, okay. Yeah.
I don't. You're just a little salty.
That's on brand because I don't like a lot of salt on my pretzels. Anyway.
And you are a little salty.
So I'm just a little salty
Thanks, Lern.
manager, and Lern's just a little salty manager. And you find out that one of us has a full-blown, like I'm talking, freak of the week. Craigslist freak of the week OnlyFans.
Guess who it is?
Is it your business?
Is that my business? What my employee does on their off hours?
Yeah, what you gonna do?
If there is potential to bring shame to my business and for me to lose customers, yeah, it's my business.
Okay. And what do you do if you find this out?
What do I do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that knows?
We're doing collabs.
We're
Am I the
collabing
only
up.
one that knows?
Well, I don't know. Somebody
Well, a
brings
lot
it
of
to your
people know
attention.
because we have a lot of subscribers.
One of your friends, just a loudmouther that's like, a talker, and he's like, hey, man, I'm all over OnlyFans, and I found Lern collabing with Moon.
She's doing dirty
collabing
things
with
with pretzels, man. She's doing dirty
Somebody
things
just
with your
Are you
emailed us.
doing it? Are you doing it on site?
What? No.
No.
of course not.
Everything's
I
off.
take the
No,
pretzels
no.
home
It has nothing
and I
to do
get
with pretzels.
nasty
You're
with
doing
them.
it with what you sell?
A little salty pretzel. Hell
You're doing
yeah.
it? Oh, no.
There's no Rizz products
This
involved.
is actually brought to you by a little salty pretzels.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
What if,
can
what
I
if I'm
still
gaining you customers?
Can I still
If you're
roll
getting
dough
me
for you?
customers, yeah.
Can I still roll dough
But
for
maybe
you?
I don't want to be known as the
Perf pretzel.
Maybe I doesn't want. Maybe I don't want my business associated with.
I want them rolled.
Maybe there's a
those.
church down the street, and every Sunday after church, everybody comes here and gets pretzels.
Right.
And buys pretzels.
Well, half of those people are subscribing to my OnlyFans account, even though they go to church.
Well, you don't know that.
I do know that because I see their names, and
do
I
know.
Yeah,
also
she
go to that
knows.
church.
Listen, regardless of the hypocrisy.
Oh, you have to
And I'm
approve?
going to lose money.
Yeah.
I know it's a tough thing.
But see, this is ridiculous.
It's a tough call.
Because we use sex to sell things in this country every damn day
But not
of
my
our
pretzels.
lives.
Yeah.
Every day.
So why is there a moral okay, well then are you mad at Burger King or Hardee's, whoever had the Kate Upton ad?
People
Were they?
I wasn't.
Because their price, they got revenue. They were.
What do you mean,
they loved
people?
it.
Okay, so you're saying Lern's Twisted Pretzels.
Now it's my.
Now it's your.
Yeah.
Now you have ownership
Pulling
of the
dough with
company.
Lern.
So if you make a lot of money every Sunday after church,
Yes.
okay, and now because of your employees, the church is not coming to your place anymore.
And I go, how do you know about their accounts?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, it does.
That doesn't matter. That it doesn't.
It does matter, though.
It doesn't matter.
People want to act like it doesn't matter. It does matter. Okay.
Regardless of
you
being,
go to church, you subscribe to OnlyFans. You can have a
doesn't-
duality. It's okay.
It doesn't. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things because the hypocrisy does not matter. They are not coming into your store.
Wait, you're saying that it should be protected by law? You should be protected by law?
No, I think people should lighten the hell up.
Oh, yeah, I agree there. But
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But
I think we all agree with that. But
I think we
he
should
has
all have an
he has a
OnlyFans.
right as his business to do whatever he wants. Mm-hmm. And if he feels that you're
Yeah, I know. I mean, I get that. I get that that's the
Okay,
law.
yeah.
You know, you don't have to do anything you don't want to with your business. It's whatever. But I'm just saying it doesn't, lighten up. Like, we live in a world.
I wish everybody would lighten up.
Maybe your business should lighten the hell up. Maybe I'm not going to your business because you got such a stick up your butt. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any difference. You're going to lose people no matter
It does
what.
make a difference because now, and let's go back to on Sundays, I make a ton of money because everybody from the church goes to your pretzel place.
He's a
And
bad-
you,
Now
make
you got
the, and you make the bulk of your money on Sundays. Uh-huh. And without the church crowd buying all your pretzels on Sundays, you are not going to be able to pay the rent for your business.
But I'm not. So the owner doesn't have an OnlyFans account. An employee does. A person who works
But
part-time at my
because of
pretzel
your
company.
employee, because
association.
that
So there's
Lern's-
community outrage.
Lern's Twisted Pretzels, the church now knows, hires two people that have OnlyFans accounts. And now they're not going to go to your pretzel place.
Right.
or you
Well,
don't even you're
it's
just
not
assuming that's a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? It depends on what. Okay, I'm a business owner. I'm going to stand by. Hey, this. Let's say it's Moon. Moon is he's an outstanding employee. He never does
Thank you.
anything inappropriate at our
Appreciate that.
pretzel
Unlike
company.
a pack mule.
He's making extra money that I can't provide for him because he's only earning minimum wage at my pretzel company. He's a great, decent person. His
Thank you.
personal life is not impacting me. And if people come to me and go,
Yes, it is.
you need to fire this guy. He's got an OnlyFans account. I'm going to go, you know what? I'm a bit more open-minded as a business owner, and I can do whatever the hell I want with my business, and he's going to stay employed. If
Well-
you don't want to eat her, that's fine, because guess what? There's 10 people down here. They're going, I like the way she acts. I'm going to eat her pretzel company.
You hope. You hope.
I
that's
hope,
the
I
case.
guess.
You better go to the church to pray because you better hope.
But also, I mean, not to take it here, but I hate that we're zoning in on a church because I don't think that's really fair in this argument.
It's
because
it's a
there's
hypothetical.
plenty of church people that'll go, you know what, love thy neighbor,
Learn.
treat people how you want to be treated.
It's completely a hypothetical.
Jesus took in the whores, right?
It's a hypothetical.
Well, then,
love a
lighten up. I'm sorry that I'm having an argument with your point.
Only Pretzels.
Mm-hmm.
Change the name to Only Pretzels.
Only
Lean
Pretzels.
in, dude.
You should see what they do with pretzels. Them pretzel bites.
I think it's not as cut and dry as. Yeah, it's fine that my employee does something on their own time. I don't think it's that simple.
I mean, literally everybody does whatever. We are all employed right here. We do whatever we want in our personal time.
Do you think Hubbard would keep us employed if they found out we had an account?
Yes. We were going to sign up for OnlyFans on this show.
We are going to sign up for OnlyFans
What are we
on
talking
the
about
show.
right
Don't
now?
talk about that in the past tense. That hurts my heart.
Well, you know what? What if I get a DUI? Mm-hmm. What if I get a DUI?
I believe there's people that work in this building that have had DUIs.
I have 3. But I got it before I worked here.
We all sign morals clauses, and if we get arrested, if we even get arrested, it could break our morals clause.
Absolutely. But
I did it on my own time.
But
I wasn't driving a Hubbard vehicle. I wasn't going to a Hubbard gig. I was arrested on my own time.
it's the cancel culture, right? Like this is, if somebody heard that you got a DUI, Rizz is ridiculous, I want him off the show. And then the cancel culture war starts on you. The people rise up and say, he's not a good...
The people will rise up.
I mean, do you believe in that that's how that should work? That people with their public outrage like that should be able to
do I think it
does?
should? I think it's the company, if they deem that I'm going to in any way cause sponsorships to stop, for them to lose money in any way,
then they can let you go. They can go, yeah, that's, if you made a mistake, that's obviously terrible. You feel terrible. Maybe you take it upon yourself to go, you know what? I want to learn from this and be a voice for the community so nobody else has to have a DUI.
I would throw myself on the mercy of the Hubbard overlords. I'd say, please.
Please, I'm a colossal dork. I didn't mean to do any of these things.
It's a missed opportunity to rehabilitate the issue. If I were the owner of this company, if I were John Kiowski, the GM, and that happened, and you were, to this point, you've been an outstanding employee. This is the #1 show.
Sure.
This is the biggest show. I love you. I know you as a person. You made a mistake.
Yeah.
How can we learn from this? How can we educate the people through you because you're a communicator? That to me is a better way of using
I
all of it.
I hope that would maybe be the case, but if advertising starts dropping off because of something I did off hours, I'm done.
Yeah, and the difficulty is, and I hate to push on that fact, but the older I get, the more I realize that educating people on things is an intensely difficult and slow process, and you can never rely on that.
But people need to do it.
And most employers know that, and they're like, yeah, cool, it would be awesome in Fantasyland if we could educate people on the truth or any of that stuff. But unfortunately, that's not how the world works.
Vulnerability and recognizing being human is something that is not happening enough because people don't want to take the time to do it. Everybody in here has made a mistake or done something stupid, but and I think knowing that about yourself and being able to, and learn from something, I really think is so important. And who doesn't want to correct their wrong? I don't know.
If you're a business owner,
I agree there.
If you're a business
I
owner,
think there's a lot of treading water with it, and I think most business people are just top line, and they're thinking like, we don't have time to tread water with that.
Yeah, but let's say Hubbard fired you for a DUI.
Yeah.
You know how many listeners would be like, I'm out.
Well, that's what they would
love
have.
them.
What they would have to calculate.
Yeah, they'd have to weigh that.
That's on them.
That's what I mean, though. Like, so
That's
everybody
on
wants
them.
to go to the negative side of it, where hey, this is just going to add to you being more human to your listeners.
It comes down to the bottom line. This is a business.
You are a huge influencer, though.
I would.
You are.
I know. Well, I would hope that that would be weighed into. Listen, by the way, I have not gotten a DUI, and this is not a real thing.
You got 2 DUIs back to back.
This is not a real thing. The company would have to weigh that out. If we fire him, are we going to lose listeners and lose ratings and therefore lose, ad revenue and sponsorships? Will the outrage be so great that if we don't get rid of him, then sponsors will drop off? That's something they have to decide.
Sure.
Hey,
It's out of my hands.
I got to say this.
And that's why I'm not getting a DUI or do anything untowards, because then it's out of my hands.
Yeah, but I really do.
And I don't want to put it in the hands of anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I control my own destiny.
I know what you're saying, but I really do appreciate you. Like, I mean, you're like passionately like fighting a good fight about like forgiveness and just everything, and like really pushing for what's right. And I don't want to be, because I'm an optimist here. I really am. But like,
shut the hell up.
I appreciate what you're doing. I think it's a lot of spinning wheels in this real world. I really do. But I like that. I mean, I like that you're fighting the good fight, even though like you're up against the title.
I just want to I like finding the connections of hypocrisy with like the people that are like cancel culture is the most ridiculous thing, but then they're the first to
cancel.
To cancel.
Yes.
And this teacher with the OnlyFans is such and I get it. It's a teacher and it's a sensitive issue, but I don't know, man. Like I wasn't, how Rafe always says, clutching the pearls. I saw this woman and I immediately thought, man, I wish teachers were paid more so women or anybody wouldn't have to do something like this. I'm not judging her for doing it.
The good thing for her is she's going to make a ton of money.
She is, yeah.
She's going to make a ton of money out of it. And by all the publicity she's gotten, and people are like, no, she 1,000% put this out herself to make
it doesn't matter.
more money on OnlyFans.
But also, would she have done this even
it.
if she's at a job that was paying her $120,000 because she saw the extra?
Maybe not.
Who knows? But either way, like good for her for having any sort of positive at the end of this, because most people that make mistakes or do whatever or have something that maybe they're is a gray area that it might be wrong, don't have any sort of saving grace like this.
This
you
is
see what I'm
just
saying?
another.
Like this, she has a positive angle, a positive
This is
spin
just
at the end of it.
another reason why. Hey, man, keep your nose clean. Keep your nose clean, and this way you won't have anybody be put in a situation where somebody else has to decide your fate.
Yeah, but
I do appreciate your passion. Seriously, I really
say,
thanks, man.
I really love that.
That's murky water to me, because I don't think there's anything inherently unclean going on. You know what I mean? Like, to compare DUI to OnlyFans. OnlyFans isn't illegal. No one's going to drive to your house and arrest you for having an OnlyFans. You didn't put the public at risk having an OnlyFans. You did not. It's a little apples and oranges to me, because I'm like, yes, some people are prudish. Some people are more, don't like that. That's fine. But what does it say about our society that this lady could go out and make 20 times what she can make being an educator?
Right. Yeah, I mean, what if she's like the best educator in the state? Yeah, but
then let her educate.
What if she's the best possible teacher?
She educated me on that OnlyFans.
Yeah, anatomy. All right. Yes, one more thing, Scott. Go ahead.
There's a clause, she probably signed that agreed that then they had their terms set up what they deem appropriate, what they don't.
Sure.
And if you break that, that's on you.
Yeah, I don't think Lern's fighting that at all.
Yeah, okay.
I think she's just saying, like, on the base, if this were just like, if we just all cleaned the brains and thought, like, how should we approach this? We wouldn't be approaching it the same, right?
Yeah, sure. The knee-jerk reaction is what bothers me.
In the world we live in, okay, with the way people think about stuff, you're taking a risk if you have an OnlyFans page.
Yeah, and she said
right or
that.
wrong.
She said that. She's not fighting that or any of that kind of stuff.
She's aware.
It's all on the up.
Right or wrong. Okay. By the way, up next, the Craigslist Freak of the
Check
Week.
out my OnlyFans.
That's right.
Right.
It's Thursday.
Hey.
You have to answer for your behavior in a workplase.
You're not
All right.
entertained by the OnlyFans teacher, but hey, you're entertained by Freak of the Week. It makes no
Freak of the Week. Well, most of these people are not from here.
Oh, man.
Yeah, these people most of them are Canadian. Oh, one from London today. Not in my neighborhood. You know that. Not in my pretzel factory.
Oh, man.
And it's brought to you by Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill, proud sponsor of Team Rizz. Visit hotshotsnet.com/Team Rizz from Troy, Illinois. There
Right
it is.
on.
From Troy, Illinois, Jamie Hart-Blunt.
Yeah, Jamie.
My heart blunts.
Oh, she was just married this past Tuesday. Congratulations. All right, congratulations. Jamie has been a listener to the Rizz Show since the very beginning, and she always listens to the show live on her way to work. The show has gotten her through the toughest times, and she always depends on the Rizz gang to provide her with the much-needed laughs. Enjoys the chemistry between all the members. She has been thrilled with the additions of both Rafe and Lern to the show. Well, thank you, Jamie.
Very sweet.
Jamie Hart-Blunt. is our Team Rizz Member of the Day. Get super sweet Team Rizz Member of the Day soccer jersey.
Cool
Get yourself signed up 1057thepoint.com/Team Rizz.
I'm still confused as why'd you yell at me? I said something. You went, shut up. What?
Sometimes
yell at me.
Why did I
sometimes
get
it gets
yelled
too
at?
serious, and I just want to bring it back
Oh,
to
it's my fault.
Yes.
It's always my fault.
Usually. 7:13.
Love it. Thank you.
Buddy Dan Cummins. All right, welcome back. Phone number 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. The Mick Ultra Studio Cams, 1057thepoint.com/Rizz. The socials at RizzShow Show. Your emails, RizzShow at 1057thepoint.com. So Craig's Freak of the Week, Freak of the Year playoffs, round number 2. That'll be happening in just a second. We have comedian Adam Conover coming in.
Very cool.
Love it. Love this guy.
You may know Adam from his show, Adam Ruins Everything.
Such a good show, man.
Yeah, that show rules, man. I saw like a half an episode and came into the show whenever that was, 15 or 16 when it started. I was like, you've got to watch this show, dude. He's my style and awesome educator.
Yeah, I just stumbled upon it.
Oh, dude.
I love those kind of. I love the shows where it's like learning, but it's learning in an entertaining way.
Yeah, kind of like number 2 show. Shameless plug.
It is Thursday.
It is Thursday. I don't think.
What, Shameless Plug Thursday?
Shameless plug Thursday.
Yeah, we do shameless plugs on Thursdays on this show.
I almost missed it.
You know, there was a moment in time too that True TV, when it was switching from Court TV to True TV, they had some good shows on there, man. Those Who Can't was on True TV, which was Adam Caton Holland and Ben Roy and those dudes from Denver from the Grolics that did like
that show.
The show about they were teachers. They were like teachers at a Denver school that basically were just like slackers, and you know, it was good. They just had a run of good shows. Adam Ruins Everything was on there. They were kind of getting away from the court themed stuff.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, Adam Conover was he was part of the Writers Guild strike. So he was basically tasked, and we're going to talk about this, tasked with, okay, you go out to the public and you kind of dumb down.
Yeah, educate.
Because we're all dummies. Explain to the public what this is all about.
Yeah.
And I know Variety, you know, the entertainment trade magazine, Variety, had a list of winners and losers from the writer's strike, and Adam Conover was number 1 on the winner's side.
Wow. Well, good for him.
So he's going to be in studio.
He's got a great way of taking like complex issues and things that people think that they know about that they don't, and like making it easy, concise, digestible,
and relatable.
Yeah.
And funny.
His episode on Adam Ruins Restaurants, has a whole thing about tipping, and that was back in 2016.
Oh
That was a minute ago.
So I want to bring up tipping now and what he thinks of it now, especially with the
standard iPad
flip, and oops.
Yeah.
Do you want to tip 20%? Oops, it says it on here. You could click next if you want. As I stare at you.
Do I have to tip on OnlyFans, Adam? What is the protocol?
What is the protocol there?
I subscribe.
Man,
He had some good ones, man. Adam Ruins Funerals is a good one. You mentioned that one.
Yeah.
That was a really great one.
Ruins
Adam Ruins
Deaths. Yeah.
Adam Ruins Weddings was a good one.
Yeah, and I'm sure all those are available on the interwebs or whatever.
There's a few on YouTube.
Is it
Whatever
on
app
Hulu
you
or
can find
something?
on what's True TV on?
I think
Where do
so.
they air those? Maybe on Hulu.
Pluto.
Wherever it is, it's
Pluto.
a great show. He did one about the government or something like that too in 2020. The G word or
that's the one he did with Obama.
oh, okay. Was that what was it called? The G
I think
word?
it was called the G word.
I think that was a Netflix thing.
All right. It's Adam Conover. He'll be here at 9 o'clock. I think if we have time, we'll play just the two of us with him. That should be an interesting game with him. Give away some prizes. He's at Helium Comedy Club this weekend. All right, time for the Craigslist Freak of the Week. Playoffs. Round number 2. So based on your votes after Lern reads the ads for us, based on your votes via Twitter, 2 of these ads moving on to the next round of the Freak of the Year playoffs. So we have the number 3 seed up against the number 6 seed, up against the number 11 seed, up against the number 14 seed. So Lern's going to read the ads. We'll refamiliarize ourselves with these ads. We'll pick our favorites, and then voting open. Tomorrow morning, we'll see what 2 ads make it to the next round, the quarterfinals. All right, Lern, let's get to it. Craig's Freak of the Week, ad number 1.
10 to you, female for anyone, 46 years old, Revelstoke, British Columbia. I've been a nurse in a nursing home for a few years. I really love the job and helping people live out their final days in a great place. My one problem is how turned on I get when I have to clean a person. The smells, textures, and how I have to clean my nails from the random messes. It's so exciting. I never know what the day is going to bring. I've been into scat and golden shower play for a while. However, it doesn't get me turned on like it used to. Though I still welcome that, of course. I'm ready to go further. I'm looking for someone that has boils or warts that I can drain. I want to taste and feel those masses when we get together. This may seem odd, but I promise it will be beautiful. I can send you a pic of me to let you know that I'm a big, beautiful lady.
Well, there we go. That's the number 3 seed in the entire competition, Susan Boyle.
Nice.
Susan Boyle.
Great singer.
I love how you say that. Will you say it one more time?
Great singer.
No.
Susan Boyle.
Oh, Boyle. Susan Boyle.
Susan Boyle.
I love it.
We first heard from Susan back in March.
You sound like Mel Brooks when you say it.
Boyle. And now Susan on to round number 2 and has a shot at making it to the quarterfinals. So this is the nurse from the nursing home. And
she wants to drain you.
Yeah, wants to.
But not in the way you think.
Wants to taste and feel those masses when we get together after. Yep. Yeah, I don't think we need to go any further.
Thank you. Thank you.
On to ad number 2 for the week. Round number 2, Craigslist Freak of the Year Finals. Lern coming at you.
Put me in, coach, man for man. I have an authority fetish and several unresolved crushes on coaches and instructors that I'm obsessed with my boys' hockey coach. He's a happily married guy, and I'm friends with his wife. I would go for it with him, but I'm no home wrecker. However, I am home right now and looking to get wrecked. The only porn I watch is always a coach or yoga instructor pleasing their pupil, and I need that to be my reality. I need you to embody every male coach that I've ever lusted after and put on those short neoprene shorts where you're bulging out because they're just so short. You don't have to be fit. In fact, potbelly is preferred. Blow the metal whistle and yell at me to work harder. When I don't, come to me and correct my form from behind. Flip me over for a proper stretch. Let me feel the cold steel of that whistle as it dangles from its chain, as it makes its way up my bare, very hairy chest, and I open my mouth and it falls inside. Pull off my workout pants and put into the musty smell of sweat and effort that fills the room. Every thrust will make you, every thrust will make me blow your whistle until you get me where I need to go, and you hear the long, shrill blare of a final trilling of the spit and exhale, sending that whistle ball is rolling around in its chamber.
Take a lap.
We have reached the end of our drill, and you're not done by then. I will then stand and do jumping jacks while you do sitting ones. LOL. Then we will hit the showers, and you will immediately leave. I'm also into gunplay. We can discuss that later.
Gunplay.
I forgot about that.
I always forget, and then it's a treat again at the end. The gunplay as an afterthought could be the thing that propels this into the finals.
I'm also into gunplay.
Side note.
Is it? I mean, do you think they're talking about guns, or is there like a term that we don't know?
Like, dude, look at these guns.
Looked it up.
Okay.
It's a thing.
Oh, so I am missing the meaning here?
Oh, I think
pretty
it's
straightforward.
actually with firearms.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I had to look it up when this original ad came through because I was like, oh, I'm not aware of gunplay.
Yeah.
And I am now.
Because you first thought, like, dude, look at the guns.
Right.
Yeah. No, but actually look at the guns.
Wow.
the legitimate, the Urban Dictionary definition of gunplay in a sexual manner is waving a gun around like a D-head.
Nothing but the best.
Well, just the gunplay has nothing to do with anything else in this ad.
Coach lust, yeah.
Holy smokes.
So you're lusting after your son's coach.
Who's married.
Right. And then just throw in, I'm also into gunplay.
Oh, is that... I'm trying to figure out the context. Is that like Like you're doing this while other things, and maybe it's like a threatening. No, maybe it's like a threatening thing.
Like a power.
Well, okay, so to go back, he said that he's into authority fetish, and unresolved crushes. So maybe it's like I want you to threaten me with it.
Yeah, that could be.
Wow.
You're like, I'm going to be such a sub.
Maybe that's
like
where
you have to dominate me with the firearm. Oh, that's a good point.
Whoa.
Good point. This is the third time we've read this ad.
And we're still figuring
And
it
ladies and
out.
gentlemen, that is Jason Jisringhausen. All right, let's get to the next one. This is the number 11 seed. Lern coming at you.
Horny bone man for woman outside Halifax, no age. I just want to bone, baby, like actually bone. I'm really into bones and things, and I've had some wild girlfriends in the past, and we've always had fun with different toys in the bedroom. Even had one lovely lady down with helping me fashion some real bones and other fun items into perfectly shaped sex toys. I've got tons and even made more recently. I know this isn't too crazy because she did it, and she was one of the most normal people I've ever been with. I'm disease-free and all about fun. Let's bone together. Maybe a relationship blossoms, but I don't have any expectations. Let's just start with casual fun, and don't ask too much of me yet. Email back bones in the title, and we can get started at your place.
All right, the number 11 seed in the competition, John Bon Jovi. Yeah. John Bon Jovi, who is going to fashion sex toys out of bones.
I get such a visual. Like a femur specifically.
Whoa.
You know, we
work your way up to a femur.
Last time we heard from John Bone was on September the 7th, so just under a month ago. Mm-hmm. And during that week, you voted for this to move on. So did Moon, and so did King Scott.
Yep.
And it did. So congratulations, John Bon Jovi.
I'm happy for
on to round number 2. Will John make it to the quarterfinals? I don't know. Up to you guys. But we got one more ad to read.
Yeah.
Go out
the
and
number
blaze the glory.
6 seed, Lern coming at you.
Stinkerbell, woman for man, 32 years old, London. Disney adult looking for another Disney adult. A lot of people think that adults with no kids who love to visit Disney theme parks are weirdos. Well, they're right. I am your freaky Disney princess, and I want to get nasty in every theme park in the world. If you are a horny Disney aficionado, too, then it's a small world after all. I'm looking for a partner that is into world travel and hardcore banging at the greatest places on Earth. What greater thrill than dressing up like every Disney character and risking it all, banging each other's brains out in public while vacationing families and park staff surround us? And I do mean all of the characters. Minnie and Mickey, Donald and Daisy, Goofy and Pluto, Chip and Dale, Lilo and Stitch. You get it. Put your Peter into my Tinkerbell and hope that the Lost Boys don't catch us. It's all about the thrill of exploring the dark side of beloved characters and getting caught. I'm super turned on typing this. Woo! Exhilarating.
Yes.
Don't worry about money. My papa passed and left me with an enormous inheritance, and I want to make him roll over in his grave by blowing all of his hard-earned money on you. I will make Olaf's carrot turn purple, make more than Pinocchio's nose grow, where dreams come true. Wink, wink.
Do you want to build a snowman?
The fact that she says that her dad passed.
Yeah.
And she wants to make him roll over in his grave by blowing all his money on you.
I mean, what a
jerk.
gift.
There's some good. There's a couple of these with some pretty good throwaway afterthoughts that I'm like, let's dig into that.
The father issue here?
The gunplay, the father issue, like there's been some like non sequiturs in these ads where I'm like, let's dive in.
Is that what helped him get this far, I guess?
I don't know. I did not vote for this one last week. Rafe did, or the last time this was read, round number 1. So Disney adult looking for another Disney adult to basically have sex at the park.
And get caught.
And get caught. By
in front of
families.
Let's not glaze over that fact.
Yeah.
Vacationing families, which is a different,
they're
relaxing.
I want to ruin family memories. Is basically.
Or make family memories.
And ingrain into people's heads.
Because that story's going to be told. Hey, do you remember we went to Disney and saw Chip have sex with Dale in the
Yeah,
park?
man.
Oh, it was Wild Dad. Yeah, I forgot about
That's
that.
a story that's going to be told forever. Making memories.
Magic
In the
Kingdom.
background, like they're taking the picture in front of the castle and just over to the side by
And
the
there's
trash
Goofy
cans.
and Pluto doing it.
Yeah,
Yep.
Chip and Dale's Rescue Bangers.
This was Tinkerbell, by the way. Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell.
The number 6 seed in the competition. All right, there you go. There are the 4 ads for you to vote on. You'll vote via Twitter at RizzShow Show. 2 ads moving on to the quarterfinals. You've got Susan Boyle.
Susan Boyle is a nurse from an old nursing home, and scat and golden shower play just doesn't do it for her anymore. So she wants to drain your boils and warts.
Yep. And taste them. Then you got Jason Jisringhausen.
This is the guy that has an authority fetish and wants you to act like his old coach and do all sorts of intense stuff with him. He wants to feel the whistle and all that, and he's into gunplay.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
John Bon Jovi.
John Bon Jovi just wants to bone, baby, but with actual real bones. Wants you to come over and is going to fashion toys out of actual bones.
Which we don't know where he's getting the bones
Hopefully
from.
they're not your bones.
Where's he getting the bones?
That's a weird one. Man.
Where you getting the bones, John? And then you just heard from Tinkerbell. What'd you say, Rafe?
Nothing. The bone one isn't that weird to me just because I got like 9 uncles that go out in the woods and like make knives out of bones they find in the woods, like deer bones
Yeah.
and all kinds. It's just like
Okay,
maybe it's where
so
I grew up.
Where do you think sex
You
toys
think it's
were
deer bone?
invented from?
You just make
know
a
what I'm
connection.
saying? Caveman.
You just make a connection between making knife handles out of bones to sex toys.
Once you get into bone play,
Yeah, archaeologists have discovered
gateway
ancient
bone.
sex toys
Oh, yeah.
from, back in the Egyptian days.
I've seen them.
it's pure bone.
Yeah,
made of, like, marble.
When they didn't
Marble.
have silicone.
Yeah.
Y'all are crazy. This is a final
Silicone.
Y'all are
reason.
crazy.
Wait, does Tinkerbell want to get caught or not?
I'm Brian Fellows.
Oh, yeah.
Feels like it. Sounds like it.
Says it's all about the thrill of getting caught. They say it.
Dude, it's Susan Boyle all the way for me. This person
Susan Boyle.
is just so gross. I can't. For me, it's like Dr. Pimple Porno Popper.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
Pimple
good kid's
porno
book,
popper?
right?
Man, I don't know why, but that's
Grosses
Dr.
me.
Pimple.
It's
it
a-
does
Pimple
gross me out, but
popper.
I get it. I get
Oh, you're
that.
going Susan Boyle too?
The pimple thing. No, I don't think so. You know what, man?
You gotta pick one, buddy.
I think I'm going to go with I think I'm going to go with the authority thing.
The coach?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I understand the bone thing. It's pretty out there. I voted for it twice
is.
before. But I understand that it probably isn't going to win this round, and rightfully so. Number 4 is just like an angry person that's into the furry stuff, maybe, and whatever. It's down to 1 and 2 for me, man. You know what? I take it back. I'm going Susan Boyle.
Me too.
Because I just visualized it, and that's more
Me
intense.
too.
Interesting.
And I don't know how you got there.
It's the fingernail thing, right?
Yeah.
It was the drain part.
It's the nurse. It's the
Oh, the
nursing home. It's describing the smells and textures and how this person has to clean their nails from random messes and how exciting that is for them.
Well, so when remember a while ago when we started seeing a lot of the golden shower ones and all that, we're like, what the heck is that? And there's some psychological thing that they
Sure.
say kind of goes into that. So not that it makes sense to me, but I see how that might make sense to somebody. Draining the warts and boils, I haven't seen a reason for that.
I guess I don't, and I made this argument in prior weeks. There's nothing sexually really charged in this to me. It's gross. I don't find it freaky because to me it's no different than like people that are into ASMR. They're like, I want to hear you cut up a grapefruit up close. You know, I'm like, yeah, all right. Well, I guess it is a thing. It's a thing. It's a sensation. It's the way that ASMR is for.
It evokes a feeling for this person.
It invokes a feeling,
is
but
freaky.
Taste.
the taste, it's disgusting, dude. I'm not saying like if someone's like I want to eat scabs, I'd be like that's gross. But if they're like I want to eat scabs while I pleasure myself, now we're in a new
Yeah, but
arena.
you know what though? In your definition of freaky, it's only sexual.
In mine, yes. When I think about freak of the week, I'm looking for full freak. It has to encompass all of the freakiness to me.
Okay,
It has
so-
to be weird, freaky, grotesque, and sexual. For me,
All right, so who's it going to be?
it's in between the coach, Jisringhausen, and the bone's not weird to me because I think it's just like I got 4 uncles that could be that person.
It is your uncle.
It might be my Uncle Fred.
Well, this
I don't
could
know,
be
honestly.
somebody's uncle. I don't know.
And then Stinkerbell, there's something about wanting to like get busy in front of a family, but I'm with Moon. I think furry culture is a little more a little more normative in the freak of the week category, so I'm going to go Jason Jizringhausen because there's an authority thing happening here. There's like the gunplay thing also. I
wouldn't be upset if that one moved on too.
Yeah, I'm going to go Jizringhausen.
I personally think it's going to be Boyle and Jizringhausen.
Yeah, those are the two I've been staring at, and I think Boyle. I got to go with Boyle.
Going Boyle.
All the way.
Boyle. Going Boyle. We're going Boyle.
Yep.
All right, up to you guys. Vote via Twitter at RizzShow Show. Susan Boyle, Jason Jizringhausen, John Bon Jovi, or Kinkerbell. The top 2 vote getters move on. All right, quick break. We'll come back. Lern's got crap on celebrities for us. It is 7:43. It's Thursday. Traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic brought to you by Worldwide Technology Raceway. NASCAR weekend at WWT Raceway is June 1st and 2nd, 2024, and tickets are now on sale for only $10 down at WWTRaceway.com. We got a left lane blocked due to a crash 64 at Missouri Research Park Circle. We also have a left lane blocked due to a crash 70 westbound near Spencer Road. Further east, there are delays 70 eastbound between First Capitol Drive and Earth City Expressway. Average speed down to 25 miles an hour. Your point forecast, a few light showers are possible, but rain should end by midday, high of 75. Right now it is 66 at the Point Studio. Your point forecast is brought to you by CarX Tire and Auto.
All right, Lern, what do you got for us?
Travis Kelce is sick of himself and Taylor, too. Who paid Chris Farley to poop out of a window at 30 Rock? Ozzy Osbourne's version of Hooters may happen, and the best TV shows of the 20th century. We're going to trash a list.
All right, we got that. We got your crappy birthdays. We got the porno birthday. All that and more next. And your crap on celebrity. Stay there. Program later on this afternoon. We will be out at Scott Air Force Base, specifically the Exchange, which is like, how would you describe it? It's there like Walmart, Target.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the shop. I mean, it's kind of...
It's a big shop.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's just a giant shop. It kind of reminds me of almost like a Nordstrom as well. Like if you mix that with...
Or like a Kohl's.
Yeah, it's
Kohl's,
yeah,
that's
like
a
a
great one.
Kohl's.
Okay, it's got
Kohl's.
everything, yeah.
The Kohl's Hub.
So we'll be out there doing a live podcast. You can watch it on YouTube because we'll stream it on YouTube. But we'll be out there with the Fast Lane guys and doing all sorts of things to each other.
Yes. OnlyFans.com.
Boys' night. Carrie
Yeah,
Davis,
it's
I'm talking to you.
It's a RizzShow Fast Lane collab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Yeah.
it does seem like Carrie Davis would be like a loving.
He's
If I
a
was
big
gonna
teddy bear.
If I was going to spoon, I want Carrie to be the big spoon.
Okay.
Well, I
would feel
don't-
protected.
I don't think he's coming out. I think
Well, I'm out. Rivers' pants are too short. When we read the Jason Jizringhausen, I was thinking of Jamie Rivers' shorts when
Yep.
they were talking about the neoprene shorts.
Dude,
yeah.
somebody needs to talk to him about his shorts.
He's
for
got
real.
the
got
legs
great
for it,
gams.
man.
He's got
does.
great legs, but I'm saying,
I'm not going to hate on that. The guy's in great shape.
oh yeah, he's a hockey player. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
he's
but-
wearing a size 6. He needs to, I don't know. We have a lot to bring up is what I'm saying.
You could bring up the shorts, okay?
All right.
You could bring up his shorts.
Who wears short shorts?
Jamie
He said
does, but-
when he was in our office the other day
Yeah.
chatting that you missed half the conversation because you were staring at his shorts, afraid something was going to fall
I was
out.
afraid I was going to see the tip of his dingling, but I didn't.
He said, yeah, he's going to roll the stone away.
But I didn't.
But I did.
And I tried.
I didn't, though. All right, today is October the 5th. Back in the day, 67 years ago, 1957. Guys, the 10 Commandments were released.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry, the 10 Commandments was released, the movie.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was the
Yeah.
10 Commandments. Behold!
Must have been updated. That's a remake.
Dude, the best scene in History of the World Part 1 is behold the 15, and then the one tap breaks.
Drops.
The 10 Commandments. 53 years ago, 1970, Led Zeppelin 3 was released. That's the one with the immigrant song on there. 50 years ago today, 1973, Elton John releases his 7th record, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. 32 years ago, 1991, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Their single, Good Vibrations, hits #1. 22 years ago, 2001, Barry Bonds breaks Mark McGwire's record with his 71st home run in a single season. He closed out the season with 73 and still holds that record.
Man.
That same day, 2001, Reba McEntire, her sitcom Reba,
The best.
premieres on the WB.
What a great day in history. Both of those things are awesome.
19 years ago, 2004, Rodney Dangerfield dies of a chronic case of no respect. He was 82.
That sucks.
12 years ago, 2011, Steve Jobs died. And 5 years ago today, in 2018, A Star is Born, starring Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. That was released. Never saw it.
It's good. I'm on the deep end, watch as I dive in.
Are they here?
I'll never reach.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper.
Wow.
Man, that
sounded just like
so mediocre.
Man.
But I appreciate the bravery.
Thank you.
And
So
that's
brave.
what happened back in the day.
Oh, you're wrong.
So brave.
All right, Lern.
Crap on
Savage.
Celebrities is brought to you by Bright House Plumbing. Call the best, flush the rest. BrightHouseCo.com, 636-600-0188. Yes, we are all collectively sick of Travis and Taylor, also known as Trailer.
Not me.
And Travis Kelce agrees with most of us. The NFL is going overboard with its Taylor Swift coverage. He was on the New Heights podcast, and he said with his bro, I think it's fun when they show who's at the game. I think it brings a little bit more to the atmosphere, brings a little bit more to what you're watching. But at the same time, they're overdoing it a little bit. Now, his brother Jason added, I just think the NFL is not used to celebrities coming to the games. Like basketball has it all figured out. They're all courtside. They're sitting there. They show them once or twice, but then they get back to the game. I think what this is, if I'm just reading with my female brain right now, sex has been had. And this relationship is going to be fizzling out very soon.
Also, Taylor Swift, she makes the entrance. She's in the box. It's, she knows she's being seen. She's with other celebrities. Come on.
I have an opposite view.
Go.
I think Trev is trying to protect his lady. I think he's just like, she's coming to the game. She's supporting me. Don't make a mockery of her being there. Like,
you think it's ruining the relationship? Maybe he's getting a little.
I don't. I think he's probably like, hey, she's going to be around a while, so let's treat her right.
I got my female.
Don't try don't let the NFL exploit her presence at my games.
Oh, and they are.
And they are.
Very much so. And we're sick of it.
I think Trav's a little smitten, dude.
I don't think so. I think he's out. I think he's going, this is over.
Wow.
He got with Tay-Tay and found out she was boring.
Yeah, I do. I hate, and I'm not trying to get hate from the Swifties that listen, but I think
Well,
that
you
this
heard it
is-
here first, folks. Lern hates the Swifties.
Tell me something.
makes me mad.
On Sports Center, when they're doing wrap-up shows,
They
and
talk about
do they talk about it, or is it a segment? Do they just mention
Probably
it?
mentioned.
news.
Oh, so it's mentioned.
Have you heard anything? Any other teams mentioned this year?
Yeah, but I'm not saying. But you're not watching Sports Center. You're on social media. So the people that are like over
no,
it,
it's
like
mentioned.
don't be on social media.
It's mentioned everywhere. It's mentioned on almost every sports podcast.
Okay,
Everybody's talking about it.
then
Everybody.
I didn't know. That's why
Everywhere.
I asked.
on this show, everywhere. Back in their SNL days, Jay Moore and Dave Attell dared Chris Farley to poop out of a window at 30 Rock. Jay was on the Fly on the Wall podcast with David Spade and Dana Carvey, saying Chris Farley tried to complete the dare but ended up dealing with cops who thought he was a jumper. He was also apparently straining so hard that he turned purple and only produced what they called milk duds.
That's what David Spade said. I almost drove my car off the road.
And it fell back into Dave Attell's office from the window.
And Farley was and they got into graphic detail, like there was no toilet paper, so he wiped with his
I
hand
left that part out just for our
and
own audience.
ran after Dave Attell and Jay Moore through the hallway
With the pebbles.
with a dirty dookie hand. And Jay Moore's like, he was a fit 23-year-old, former wrestler, and Dave Attell is a chain-smoking, goblin.
Right.
And yet Dave Attell beat him in a race to get away from the duty hand.
Oh my God.
He was the best.
You ever been around anybody that did that? Held a duty.
No.
No, that's pretty cool.
No,
He's
and
one of
you-
the
and you
few
It's
know
not very
humans.
cool. It's not very cool.
Yeah,
And you know
that's
what?
Cool.
You hear about kids doing that, like reaching into their diapers. Thank God.
It's not very cool. When there's
Thank
no
God
water
that never
surrounding
happened
it,
in my house.
the smell is so intense and so gross and can fill a room the size of a venue in New Hampshire because it is freaking.
Do you
It
want to
actually
tell a
filled the
story
entire-
right now?
It filled the entire state. It's,
So we
it's
had
a small state.
So we had a crew member. We had a crew member that like any sort of like if you started talking about bad smells, he would gag. He just had this like intense like and so once that was discovered, once his kryptonite, once his weakness was discovered, everyone was trying to describe anything to just make, we call them beeloney, throw up. And there was a time where it was just like an entire day of harassing beeloney with all this stuff. And then one of the band members decided to dookie on a paper towel and carry it to the stage during the show.
Oh.
And he put it over by his tech station. Mm-hmm. And he...
Why would he do this?
Well, man, I don't know.
This was a human excrement?
This was his. This was the band members. And he vomited all over the side of the stage, and I'm telling you, I could smell it from the other side of the stage.
I think that's grounds for dismissal.
It was pretty bad.
I remember John told me that back in the 70s, in the old Crestwood Casey days, that he was on the air reading a news report, and his former coworker, Joe Mama Mason, got a bison turd and threw it at John while he was on the air, and
where does one procure a bison turd?
I don't know. That's a good question.
With the buffalo rum.
Yeah, down at the shop.
Like, do you go to the zoo or do you
Yellowstone?
Is there like a bison farm nearby? I don't know, man. It was the 70s. It was a different time.
Yeah, the bison were pooping everywhere back then.
Horrible.
Keep it on SNL. They're back for season 49. Pete Davidson is set to host the season premiere with musical guest Ice Spice on October 14th.
With my little eye?
Bad Bunny will be pulling double duty with hosting and performing on October 21st. SNL also announced that the entire cast will be returning for season 49. No cast departures.
You know who introduced me to Ice Spice?
Who?
Scott Rizzuto.
Yeah, I did.
Did you watch the video?
We watched it. We watched a couple of videos the other day in the office because I know of the name Ice Spice. I know what she looks like. Mm-hmm. I've never heard any of her music.
And you enjoyed?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
And so we watched together. And it's not for me.
Okay.
I don't understand it.
Your feelings are valid, and I see you. Tattoo
He
artist.
just stood there and shook his fist at the computer screen.
Yeah.
These
damn Ice Spice kids. Congratulations to tattoo artist and singer Kat Von D. She has converted to Christianity. She was sharing her baptism on social media. The former Miami Ink and LA Ink star told fans last year that she was getting rid of many of her occult books, adding, "I don't know if any of you had been going through changes in your lives right now, but in these last few years, I've come to some pretty meaningful realizations, many of them revolving around the fact that I got a few things wrong in my past." Now, I had a couple of friends send this to me yesterday, and I just said, good for her, man. Yeah.
Wow.
I know it's maybe shocking because a lot of people that have followed Kat Von D in her life, knew she dabbled in the occult. But hey, good on her. She's finding her way into religion, and I think it's all good, man.
Whatever gets you through.
Dang.
John Carpenter's 1978 horror classic Halloween is returning to theaters for its 45th anniversary, along with many of its sequels. So you can go to 1978halloween.com to see if it's coming to a theater near you. After a full day of bargaining yesterday, there might be movement in the actors' strike. Members of the SAG-AFTRA Actors Union announced that they would continue negotiations with Hollywood studios this Friday. Actors have been on strike for nearly 3 months, and
Oh, and Adam Conover is going to be here, and he was very instrumental in the Writers Guild strike. I'm sure we'll
talk to him about that.
I'm sure he's got the inside scoop.
He was striking as an actor, too. I saw his Instagram the other day. So it was because actors came out for the writers' strike.
Writers coming out for the actors.
Vis-a-vis a lot of writers, and Adam does both. So I'm sure he'll have good insight.
I got some audio for this next story. Sharon Osbourne said Ozzy's hometown of Birmingham, England will become the permanent home for the Prince of Darkness's personal archive. Of course, she said this on the Osbournes podcast. She says, we're going to do it interactive. Every video, every live show, everything there. It's more of an educational thing for musicians and artists that want to see where you came from nothing. You work hard. You can get what you want. She also added that the museum will have a cafe, to which Ozzy talked about this.
It's endless, the amount of talent. So anyway, also, we're going to have a cafe attached.
Oh.
And in the cafe, we are going to have every sort of instrument you could think of. Music students can come in.
And we're going to do naked woman serving.
Naked,
watch it. Naked women serving.
Tea and
with
strumpets.
naked women serving.
Oh.
So Ozzy's wanting to have this be kind of a Hooters cafe.
Let me hear that again.
Come in, and we're going to do
naked woman serving.
Oh, okay.
Duh. Now I hear it.
Okay.
On the late shows tonight, The Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon has Maluma. Late Night with Seth Meyers has Anne Hathaway and David Byrne. Stephen Colbert's got Bob Odenkirk and Lucky Hank. Jimmy Kimmel will have Dax Shepard, Nicole Avant, and music from Boy with Yuki. And finally, The Hollywood Reporter has ranked the best TV shows of the 21st century. I have the top 20 in front of me, and I'd like us to trash this list at this time. The top TV shows of the 21st century.
So 2001 to now.
Yes.
Okay, now what if the show started before 2000?
Yes.
This is all encompassing every TV show, every genre.
Yeah.
Best TV show?
Breaking Bad.
Oh, yeah.
Breaking Bad is on the list at number 16.
Just kidding.
The Wire.
Wow.
The Wire is number 5. Good job,
Number
Rizz.
5.
Whoa.
Lost.
Lost. Lost did not crack the top
Are they gonna
20.
say Stranger Things?
Sopranos.
The Sopranos, number 2. Good job, Rizz.
Yeah.
They're going to say
good call.
Stranger Things?
Stranger Things, not the top 20.
Squid Game.
Squid Game, not top 20.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Not number 1, obviously.
Not even top 20.
Justified.
Season.
Which is blasphemy.
Sons of Anarchy.
Justified's
last
number 1.
season should have knocked them off.
What?
The
I just
last
watched
season
it
of Game
again.
of Thrones is trash.
No,
Have you
I think
watched
you're
it?
wrong.
I
It's
just watched it
different.
for the second time around, and
Yeah.
it changed how I felt about the last season.
Didn't me.
He said Justified did not make the list.
Justified. Friends, no.
Seinfeld.
No.
So, are there any sitcoms on there?
You said after 2001, right?
So
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
the 21st century.
My bad.
Yeah, Seinfeld is.
Redacted.
You know, I'm
Oh,
looking
man.
at this as far as sitcoms go. I get, like Freaks and Geeks, number 9.
Okay, what about like Big Bang Theory?
Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul, number 7. Good job, Moon.
Number 7.
Big Bang Theory, no.
But Sons of Anarchy is not on there?
It's not. Not in the top 20.
South
that
Park.
was a phenomenon.
Simpsons.
Phenomenon.
No. Let me tell you.
Bob's Burgers.
What the hell's number 1?
Is it animated? Is it still
It's a
running?
hand on number 1.
It is not. Number 1 is not still running. It was on
know
AMC.
it.
What
Mad
is it?
Men.
Walking
Mad Men.
Dead.
is
Mad
number
Men.
1.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Mad Men was so good.
Let me give you the top 10.
Walking Dead.
BoJack Horseman came in at number 10.
Adam Conover.
Man, I gotta watch that.
Freaks and
BoJack
Geeks.
Horseman.
number
Adam
9.
Conover?
I think he's been in a couple episodes.
Really?
Girls came in at number 8. Better Call Saul, number 7. Reservation Dogs,
Good
number
show.
6.
That is a good show.
What is that?
Yeah.
It's on Hulu, man. It's a comedy about like a group of kids that live on a Native American reservation. It's pretty good, man. It's very funny.
Oh, it's a comedy?
Yellowstone. Severance.
No. Number 5, The Wire. Number 4, 30 Rock. Number 3, Succession.
30 Rock's a sick.
Oh, Success.
Number 2,
Succession,
The
yeah.
Sopranos. And number 1, Mad Men.
Billions. Dude,
30 Rock was really good.
if you haven't seen The Wire, it is difficult to jump
Community?
into just because it is kind of dated. It feels super kind of Sopranos dated, but The Wire is maybe the best show ever made.
Conover's
Really?
here right now.
Yeah, you keep saying that. You make me want to watch it.
He's
man,
early?
for real.
Yes.
Sweet.
He's 50 minutes early. Yeah, bring him in.
Wow.
Let's do the crappy birthdays
Okay,
and porno
yeah.
birthday. We're setting up for Adam right now. We know who's coming in. So
he heard his name. So celebrity celebrating a birthday today, Travis Kelce
Happy birthday!
is 34. Jesse Eisenberg is 40. Nikki Hilton is 40. Kate Winslet is 48. Guy Pearce is 56. Mario Lemieux is 58. Dave Dederer. He's not dead. He's not deadest. He's Dederer. Do you know who that is?
No.
That is the president of the United States of America.
The singer?
I believe. Yeah,
no
he's
idea.
59. Daniel Baldwin, the burliest of the Baldwin brothers, is 63. Clive Barker is 71. Sir Bob Geldof is 72. Karen Allen.
Dude.
You know who Karen Allen is?
was
Two
thinking
first
Clive
names?
Barker.
Yes,
and Clive Owen are
from
the same
Superman.
guy.
Karen Allen is Marion Ravenwood,
Oh,
Raiders of the
from
Lost Ark.
Raiders of the Lost Ark,
Indiana
damn.
Jones and the.
Who was Lois Lane? What was her name?
Her name was something else.
Margot Kidder.
Price?
Kidder.
Margot
Kidder.
Kidder.
Brian Johnson is 76. And Steve Miller is 80 years old.
All right, today's porno birthday, which is being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Nikki Dial. And today's birthday girl's been in 85 fine films, including Bachelorette Party 2, Battle of the Porno Queens, Brats in Bondage, Breast Wishes 7, Bubble Butts 7 and 11, and a movie called Classic Bush,
Classic.
Hard Whips for Soft Bodies, New Wave Hookers 3, Positively Pagan 6, White Men Can't Hump, and Who Could Forget a Roll?
Billy Ho.
In 1992's The Fine Art of Hair Pulling. Nikki Dial is 50 years old. That's your porno birthday. Those are your crappy birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities. Is he here, Scott?
He is, but it turns out the information given to me was incorrect. He's on another station. So he's going to go down there first. So I walked him
All
there.
right, well, let's not talk about that. Okay, Adam Conover soon.
He's in the bathroom
He's
until
in the
9
bathroom
a.m.
until 9 a.m.
Exposed.
Adam Conover is taking a long, hard dump until 9 a.m.
All right, 8:15. We'll get emails next.
Yep.
8:15.
Got some good ones today, by the way. Real good ones.
Did your kid's school have their homecoming yet?
No.
Is it this weekend?
Yeah, my daughter went to one of her cousins' homecomings, so she experienced one already this season, and then this coming weekend.
This coming weekend's their homecoming?
Yeah.
I know for my son over at Lafayette, it was a couple weeks ago. But I guess it's homecoming weekend for a lot of schools across the country this weekend. Here's something for all the kids who are skipping the dance this year or didn't get a date. Don't worry, most of us skipped homecoming too. Did you go to homecoming?
I did not go to my homecomings. I went to her homecomings.
Okay, so you did go to a homecoming.
Yeah.
You were a homecoming queen, weren't you?
I was prom queen, but dude, as far as going to dances, hell yeah, I didn't miss one ever.
Homecoming?
Yeah.
All of them?
All of them. I was, what they call them, escorts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Male
if you're on the
escorts.
football team.
I was on the football team.
If you're on the football team.
I was the homecoming king my senior year, I guess, for lack of a better word. I escorted the queen. I escorted the outgoing queen, who was my ex-girlfriend. Awkward. But then my best friend, Liz, got homecoming queen, so ended on a good note.
Okay, Scott, you go to all your homecomings?
I think so. I'm not sure. I know I went to at least some.
The drugs kind of
Yeah.
erased most of the 90s
I guess
for
actually
you, right?
my freshman year I didn't go to anything. So it would have been sophomore and all that I probably did because it's a small town, and what else can you do?
I went to homecoming 2 of the 4 years. Like, I didn't go freshman and sophomore year.
I didn't go
junior and
freshman
senior year.
My nephew and my niece, who are both in high school now, both did not go. And I've been waiting, as an aunt, for this day. I was like, oh my gosh, can't wait to get the photos and see what my niece is going to wear. And then it's like, sorry, Aunt Lauren, we're not going.
Okay, so a poll on school dances found only 44% of adults ever went to homecoming. Only 44. That seems very low.
Hey, can I be honest? I probably would not remember, other than the fact that it coincides with another very important.
Right, 9 months later.
Well, no, almost. But yeah, you get to be
You took homecoming very literally.
Oh, man.
Yeah, nice.
That's right.
Did we all go to prom? You didn't go to prom?
I went to hers. I did not go to mine.
Yeah.
Did everybody go to prom?
He was working in the factory by then.
I went to a St. Louis prom with a friend, and like I was a sophomore and he was a junior. Took me to his prom, and that was so cool because in Columbia, Illinois, where I went to high school, we had it in town. But if you were a St. Louis kid, like I think he went to South County High School, and so they got to come downtown and have their homecomings and proms at hotels, and I was like, this is so cool. It was like reminded me of the movies.
Yeah, dude, our prom was a parents' night out for us. You know what I'm saying?
Found a babysitter.
We got a babysitter.
Wow.
We had a night on the town.
Finally, me and the wife get a night out. You know,
exactly
like you're sitting there.
Parents' night out.
Moon smoking like
Senior
non-filtered
prom.
Camel cigarettes at the prom table.
It was
Only 52% of us went to prom. Only 52% of the people in this
Dude, can I just say, I know the kids are probably all in school right now already, but
they better be.
Go to the dances. One day you're going to look back and you're going to be like, oh, I didn't have that rite of passage. And I know that sounds like old and archaic way of thinking, but it's such a fun time to get dressed up. Do it.
I had a cousin that we had to get him a plaque because he went to the most high school dances in history.
I love him.
Really?
Yeah, dude, because he started dating his now wife. He was a senior and she was a freshman. And he had been taken by like a cool senior, took him to so he did homecoming, sweetheart dance, Sadie Hawkins dance, prom. I think there might even been one other one. Every
year.
year.
All of them.
So he did them all of his years, freshman through senior, which is let's just say that's 20. And then had to he was at prom at 20-something years old.
Whoa.
Man.
Because.
The only one who could legally drink.
Yeah. Which is crazy, but it was that's just,
the way it was in Dowell.
It's a small town, too.
Sadie Hawkins.
It's a pretty shallow dating pool when you grow up in a town of 800 people. It wasn't that weird in the 90s and early aughts for somebody's to be dating, to get out, not go to college, still live in the town, and be dating the person they were still dating in high school who was a couple grades below them.
God, I just remember there was so much pressure.
I know.
There was so much pressure for homecoming.
Especially for the guys. I feel like there's a lot of pressure for guys.
For the prom.
And the girls had pressure of we got to look good.
So my son went to his homecoming, and he just went with his buddies. And I think back when I was
much
in school,
more buddies now.
Back when I was in high school, if you went With your buddies? Mm-hmm. Nope.
Yes.
You're roasted.
Going
Yeah.
stag.
Roasted.
My daughter
Gotta
went
ask
with a bunch
somebody.
of friends and almost made it sound like that's what everybody's doing. So good,
Well, and
good for them.
and the boy said matter of fact, like, yeah, I'm just going. I'm like, who you taking?
I went to my
Because I'm
senior
just going
prom
with my buddies.
stag.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
A few
which
by
is super
myself.
fun.
it's just a dress-up party. It's
Let
not.
me ask you this.
It's not. Let's
It
act like
was-
adults.
If everybody's going stag, who's keeping the corsage business afloat?
Right.
Ooh.
The moms, because the moms and dads will buy for their daughters.
That's still
or
going. I
the
feel like that
sons.
was kind of fading, even when my older daughters were doing it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What about Sadie Hawkins? Did you guys have that where the
No.
girls asked the
Yeah.
guy? And
It's awesome.
I just remember because it was casual wear, especially in West Frankfort, Illinois,
Yeah,
because
I wear a cowboy hat.
my cousin Josh, so his girlfriend asked him to go, and they wore matching Limp Bizkit outfits, and it was awesome. And he still took like the photo, like the prom photo, where you're
Yeah.
standing with the flowers
Yeah.
and stupid. It's like
New
that
era
was
committed
awesome.
with red hats
No,
backwards.
we never had Sadie
yeah.
Hawkins.
I did it all for the new.
That would have been awesome.
Our Sadie Hawkins was definitely chill. It was. I remember like this, where they have where you take your picture, and usually it's like the Life Touch background, so you
Right.
can like awkwardly put your hands on your date's hip. Mm-hmm. That was just hay bales.
Oh, would have been devastating.
It was a very much like a tractor
rides.
scene. Yeah, it was like hay bales and a pumpkin.
Thank God we didn't. It just would have been another opportunity for me to be like devastated that nobody asked.
I know.
Yeah, but you know what I liked about it is it gave teenage gals a taste of our freaking
Yes.
anxiety and angst of having to ask somebody.
Well, my high school girlfriend went to another school. So I went to her homecoming and prom
Did
you go to yours?
too?
and mine.
Oh.
Yeah, we did them both.
Oh, so you were like my cousin. You kind of doubled down.
You
I think at the
spiky
end
hair?
he had like 47 high school dances under his belt. He was like a grizzled vet,
I've seen everything.
He's like riding in the helicopter, staring off into the middle distance, of just like
Got the 1,000-yard stare.
I had the.
This your first prom? I won't even bother to learn your name till you've done your third prom.
I was like 16 Candles, Molly Ringwald with like hot Jake character. There was a guy that, I didn't have the boobs to ask this guy to the prom or anything, even though
What?
this guy like.
Was he like, don't ask me if you don't have boobs?
No, she's saying balls.
I'm saying like I don't have balls. I have boobs.
Guys, keep
Me
up.
too, I thought the same thing.
Gee whiz, keep up with the terms.
Keep up.
Sorry, man.
No, so but he brought his like older girlfriend to the dance, and like, I was like, oh, there they are. You're like brokenhearted.
Let's talk about prom, since that's the most popular one, prom. When you went to the prom, did you slow dance with somebody?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's kind of that was the one I was most comfortable with. I can slow dance. I've done. You could do
So
that.
84% of people went to prom slow dance with somebody. Did anybody grind with somebody on the dance
Oh,
floor?
hell yeah.
Every
Grind.
time,
Don't
dude.
do
that.
That's
He
why
was
I
just
went.
looking away.
That's where you go with your buddies.
Not my style.
Was it?
It was my style elsewhere, but not on the dance floor.
Yeah.
27% said they grinded with somebody on the
Saved
dance
it
floor.
up.
Did you go out to eat at a restaurant before?
Yep.
Yep.
What's up, Applebee's?
My town was
Must
small
be
enough.
nice.
My town was small enough we didn't really have any restaurants open, so it was always at a family's house. Someone would like make the food
That's
for.
fun.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think we did.
I believe we
know.
went to a Fazoli's.
Oh, right.
Yeah, man.
Must be nice.
Drive
You
through
don't-
rap.
you don't remember
Hell
either?
Yeah.
I don't
I don't
remember.
think we did.
Yeah, Miss Bauer usually made ours.
You know what? If we did, it was Denny's on Midland.
74% went out to eat at a restaurant. Going out with a big group of friends is always popular. Anybody take a limo to their...
Did it once.
Hell.
Does an
With a
old
couple other
Isuzu
people.
pickup truck
Have
count?
that kind of cash laying
Yeah,
around.
no
we didn't
way,
limo
dude.
it.
Again, Denny's on Midland.
Not cash flush for a limo for prom. I did take Rafe 23.
Yeah,
That counts.
Rave 23.
Yeah, dog.
Anybody give their date a corsage or boutonniere?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's
You know
every
what?
time like a gentleman.
I
Yeah,
think
that's
I
a
have.
gentleman.
Every
That's a
time
gentleman
like a
thing.
straight up gangster, stone cold early morning pimp gentleman. That's
She-
right.
She recently
In the
sent
plastic
me,
box?
Rafe ain't coming to your house without a corsage, dude.
She recently sent me a picture.
I
of
still
us
do it.
at prom.
What?
She recently sent me a picture of us from prom. I'll be.
Was it
able
your
to find
cool
here in a
hair
minute.
days?
What do you think would happen?
Dude, here it is.
I do remember the photo of
Here
your cool
it
hair.
is, dude.
Let me
Look
see
at
that.
that.
Is that the ear pierced one?
Those are parents.
Yeah,
are
you're the
parents.
cool one there.
Those are parents.
You got
man.
big old floppy hair.
Oh, what a dork.
Nah, dude.
Let me see this.
Nah,
But
look
you
at
had
What
the
a
ears,
loser.
right?
I got
I
a
live-
little dorky smile though.
Did you have the piercing by then?
In the mouth, the braid piercing.
ears.
Nah.
Cute little
Oh,
mooners.
I'm sure. Yeah, yeah.
What
yeah,
year was
yeah.
that? That was 98.
was 98.
Care if I go through your photos?
Yeah, I was just
No, I don't care. There's nothing in there.
Oh man, that's wild that you were a dad in this picture.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, life was
different for him.
Life was
It was different working at the factory.
Super easy.
Did the girl have to get the guy the boutonniere?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got that, right? Like the big ass flower right there. Okay, so I had
Did you have her corsage?
Yeah, you can see it on her wrist right here at the top. But yeah,
it comes in the plastic. The plastic.
I feel like we got ours at the, because we had to wear tuxes to homecoming if you were gonna,
or prom.
We had to wear tuxes to homecoming to escort the queen
as a football
candidates,
player,
the candidates for a queen or whatever. Sweetheart dance was suits, but I feel like the home ec teacher always made our boutonnieres and because they would match, they'd all look the same. If I remember correctly, I don't remember getting one from a gal. I just wonder, what if you were still a guy?
I'm still a guy.
And you...
I am.
What if?
Gender's fluid. And that showed up for dates with the corsage. Every time you matched on Tinder, you're like, all right, let's meet up at Starbucks.
Every time.
Like, I got you this. And I'm like, every time, dude. Like, that's just your thing.
With the elastic band, like, you guys take out your...
That would be cute as hell.
I ordered you a cold brew, and if you don't mind, can I see your left wrist?
If I show up to a Tinder date at a coffee shop and he's funny and he's like, "Hey, I got you," that's
corsages
awesome.
are so dumb.
It was.
Well, yeah, they're dumb no matter what. But
you're wearing a plant on your wrist.
Yeah, I took something out of a refrigerator and put it on your wrist.
I bought it at the grocery store.
I know what you're getting for Christmas.
Charisma, I'm into it.
Thank you.
I could see a boutonniere because you pin it to your jacket. It's fine.
Oh, that's fine.
But a corsage is so stupid, and what a waste.
You know what? I'm going to get you a corsage.
A waste.
I'm going to get you one for your 50th.
You know what?
birthday.
I bring back mooning. Bring back corsages.
I think it's adorable.
I'm putting it out there.
The 80s are back.
This is a Rafe Williams eagle call.
A lot of strange hills you're willing to die on.
That eagle was getting a prostate exam.
You're wearing a plant on your arm.
You're wearing it on your stupid
Yeah,
jacket.
but that's fine. I'm not going to care. It's not weighty.
It's not okay.
You know what you're wearing on your arm?
Yeah, it's an accessory.
Love and respect. That's what it is.
It's an accessory where accessories go. It's a lapel. You know what I mean? Like there's pins. Like there are things.
There's no rules to accessories.
Whoa.
Because they're all wearing watches on your wrist right now, which is an accessory
to tell the time.
Corsage goes.
Well, I want to tell my
smell these
flowers
flowers.
something.
Smell your watch. Tell me if it has a floral scent.
I remember them being this big. Well, I mean, you know what I mean?
It was like
taking up a half a forearm.
It was
they
like
were
a doily.
annoying to wear. Totally annoying to wear. Don't get me wrong.
It's like a Thanksgiving centerpiece on your arm.
It looks like something like a superhero from the Planet of Flowers would wear.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
Captain
saying?
Planet.
Like it's like.
All right, who went to an after party for prom?
Like at an actual house, we're drinking at Jake's dad's house.
King Scott,
to an after party.
you know,
Yeah.
We had an after.
We always had the. It was the Catholic Church would have it at their convention center, and so they'd have like a magician or mind reader or whatever. They'd have stuff, and we'd have all these games, and they'd have us there till like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Our party was way different.
Yeah, we had no parties like that. It was always the school.
I went to
set it up, and we all went.
Went to a lock-in too, but it was all right. Everybody, give me your keys, and we were. Jake's mom was locking us in the basement.
Whoa.
You kids aren't leaving. Yeah.
I told you I had a party, but there was only one person there.
Yeah. Yeah, you had a locked in too. You locked in,
I'm
brother.
talking prom. Prom.
Oh, sorry.
Prom specifically, prom.
We had a organized after prom that was like at this Carbondale Rec Center, but it was cool because it was like racquetball, bowling, it was pool.
So it's like ours. Then,
You can still sneak away, and people still snuck booze into it.
Who drank alcohol on prom night?
Definitely not.
That was hello.
Hands up.
My name is Lern.
Really?
Hello, my name is Lern. And I'm a promaholic.
And I'm a promaholic.
Didn't you see the Saved by the Bell episode when they did that?
I'm so scared.
No,
Well, no,
pills.
that was different. That was different.
That's not
I'm talking
scared.
about the one
That's
that was
you.
like,
I'm so excited.
That's a
outside-
hypochondriac.
It's like
She
outside
said
the
excited.
school. It's like they would buy like a brick wall or something, and one of the characters like was going to try booze.
On prom?
Something like that.
I know.
It was some
Scott, if
episode.
I recall that your first night doing angel dust. Well,
Yes.
Have you ever
was
tried
awesome.
sugar or PCP?
So Scott got wet.
I was playing the harp.
Yeah, Scott got wet.
It was awesome.
And in his defense, he was at a Catholic lock-in, and he was like, well, it is angel dust. It must
All right.
They keep giving us communion.
It's got to be approved.
must be good. It's got the stamp of approval on it.
This is awesome, man. Thank you both.
Why is my skin so itchy?
No, I did drink alcohol on prom night. Sorry, Mom.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you drink it at prom, or did you go to an after party?
Before and after.
Do you remember what
And during.
alcohol it was? Because that's important. Was it like
remember.
I mean, I
I
want
bet
to
it's
say
sophisticated.
mine was probably Mike's Hard Lemonade. To be completely real with you,
It was whatever cheap booze.
Southern
so
Comfort.
disgusting.
whatever cheap garbage we could
Mad Dog.
get our hands on.
Oh, the 20 Twin. That was the first time I threw up from alcohol.
Was it blue?
I think it was banana red or orange. I can't remember. My friend threw up on me in a tent, and then reactionary. We were in a tent. You ever had that happen? We got drunk on like orange Mad Dog, and it is orange now that I'm thinking about it, reliving the trauma. And we were like in a 3-man tent at a campsite, and I woke up and he's throwing up on my legs, and I just was like, ugh.
All right, who got lucky on prom night?
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh, hi.
Ain't no square.
High fives? All right.
Me, I definitely got lucky because I won. I won a fan that rotated.
You did?
Yeah, my name was
dude, oscillate. You love stuff that swivels.
Yeah, dude, I won. I love swivels. Yeah, I love swivels.
I want an oscillating fan.
I did good.
Came home to Mom, Dad, guess you got lucky on prom night.
They immediately start praying. Oh no, not my Scotty.
It's a Hampton Bay.
Pretty big deal.
29% of us got lucky on prom night. Anybody get in trouble with the cops on prom night?
No.
No, I didn't.
Look ups.
Oh, no. On Saved by the Bell, the dance is where Kelly and Zach broke up.
Oh,
that was the big one.
heartbreaking.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was remembering.
I can't even.
That's the exact outfit I wore.
I knew it was devastating.
The Labyrinth, sponsored by The Labyrinth.
Was it like a medieval times thing?
Yeah, remember their band?
AC Slater sang a song?
Yeah, remember? Well, he was the drummer first.
He looks hot as
And remember,
hell.
and then they played a song, and then Kelly and Zach broke up on the picnic table outside.
Anyway,
That's hard.
good luck, kids. Emails, Moon, if you would.
Oh, yeah, we got some
Got
good
time
ones
for a couple.
today. Put your thinking caps on because we got to answer some questions. I'll start with this one, though. Hey there, RizzShow. Yesterday, Luke Spencer, this is obviously when Luke was here,
Last week, yeah.
was talking about mixed up wedding songs, and it reminded me of my wedding 2 weeks ago. Our DJ had a projector screen that played the music video to every song he played. Towards the end of the night, I had a buddy request a Kid Rock song, and the music video had topless girls all over the place. I never would have guessed that I had Jumbotron boobs at my wedding. Luckily, my wife and I think it's hilarious. Cheers, 3 out of 5 stars.
Cool.
And Helen can't even.
No,
Sorry,
yeah.
Grams.
You know, like that point in the reception where the song has changed and the old folks leave.
Well, it's when everybody wears their ties as bandanas. Rambo.
Yep.
Next.
Here's one that needs advice. Hi, Rizz Show. Years ago, at the start of our relationship, I caught him doing cocaine. I told him I wasn't okay with that, and I told him I would leave if that's something he was going to continue.
Yeah.
Cocaine?
I recently found out that he's been recreationally doing cocaine behind my back, specifically when he's out with a particular friend and he has had a lot to drink. Last night, I asked him about it, and I tried to get a confession from him. He denied it to my face. I don't know what hurts more, the fact that he's been doing it behind my back,
How does she know?
despite my concerns with it, or the fact that he lied to my face.
How does she know?
I don't know.
They don't have a bank account.
Yeah, cocaine's
Married,
expensive.
got a kid. I just want the best for me and the kid. Do I try to work it out with him or leave?
Oh,
Oh, man.
Put that on you, Rizz. Put that on you.
Yeah, this is for Rizz.
like work it out or leave?
That's the question.
It's black or white like that?
Could be.
You need to. This is on you.
So it's on
Her
me.
life is in your hand,
I'm going to
dude.
try to work it out. I mean, maybe we got to go see somebody.
Yeah, because maybe it just needs.
We got to see a counselor of some kind, or maybe an intervention.
Can I just say, yeah, emailing a radio show to,
No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
we need a professional.
We need an intervention.
Yeah.
Hey, so what do you do? What do you do if you're in that scenario and you want to seek help? You want to get some sort of intermediary, a neutral party, if you will.
Here's what I think.
And the person doesn't believe in it.
Here's what I think. I think she needs to start doing cocaine too.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
Gosh, darn it.
Meet. Let's meet halfway.
we talked about this earlier in the week with the person who wanted to leave because their partner was smoking. And yeah, I think you just got to talk it out, right?
It's about
think
the
that,
lying. It's about the lying.
It's his habit and his hobby.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
And maybe she's never done it and she doesn't know what she's missing.
The cocaine is one issue. Listen,
No.
Cocaine?
the real issue is lying.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
lying.
The
Because
trust.
once you start lying about that, what else are you lying about?
Well, he may be an addict.
How can I trust you?
And we were talking about Stevie Nicks with
That'd
her
be
cocaine
cool.
and how she was doing it at a certain point in her life. I mean, could
Boofing.
this guy be going down that Stevie Nicks trail
What?
of cocaine
Putting
dreams?
cocaine up his keister?
That's how she knows. Honey, I'm not doing cocaine, okay?
Oh, yeah? What's
Well, you're
this?
bent over the couch right now.
With a straw hanging out of your
Your septum is gone, Dave.
Okay. I guess you're the new expert. He's pulling up his pants with straw still hanging out of his ass. I guess we're just going to just accuse people around here. That's what we do in this house now. There's like powder falling out of the straw.
Just because I'm
He's
farting
leaving
a
a
white
trail.
vest.
He's got a trail of like a powder trail he's leaving down the hallway as he stomps out of the room. I'll be in my den if the...
Instead of skid marks, there's little white poofs.
If you'd like to come make more false accusations,
White lies.
I'll be in the den.
I'll be in the garage building a rocket ship and writing a screenplay. And there's just a white powder line, like the old gunpowder line from the Western movies when they would try to light something on fire from a long way
cocaine.
off. Oh, man. I'd kill to see that scene in the
Advice, learn, go.
Get
This
a counselor,
is it.
therapist.
Get a counselor, get a therapist. Next.
Greetings, all. I was wondering if you could help settle a debate my wife and I, we go back and forth about. I put the milk gallon in the door of the fridge because when it's on the shelf, other things can get put in front of it. The next time you need milk, you have to move a bunch of stuff out of the way to get the milk, and then you either rebury the milk with stuff or block that stuff when you put the milk back in front of it.
Now, this is our kind of problem.
My wife insists the small shelves inside the door are for small items, and the only place for milk and similarly sized items is on the shelves inside. Yeah. P.S. I saw a Branson edition of Monopoly the other day. I thought the show might get a kick out of that.
The door is for condiments.
I don't agree.
I agree only because
the door is for condiments.
They say
Case closed.
Anything that can spoil like that you always want super cold is always going to be the warmest in the doors.
I understand what I love your logic, and you have a beautiful brain. But man, there's nothing like the iced coffee and the almond milk are right there in the door, and I just open that one. I only open one door. I have the
French doors, huh?
I don't want to brag.
You know.
But, for me, the milk is in the door.
No, condiments. Yeah, that's where you put your ketchup and everything that needs to be
it's
cold.
It's so big. There's so much space.
Your hot sauces.
Milk and creamer in the door. I got my cashew milk, and I got my creamer for my coffee right next to it. I don't ever have to dig.
Yep.
I don't have to worry about it being forgotten about back there.
Do you have a ton of small items? Because we have a ton of small items.
Yeah, we got a lot of small
sauces and mustards and all these things.
I have 8 million hot sauces.
I'd live with the sauce queen, dog.
Well, and that would all the small stuff
where does that stuff
now
go?
be on the big shelves. And
everywhere. Everywhere else in the door. There's a little compartment that is clearly made
for milk
to hold a milk and maybe 2 milks if you wanted. But I buy a cashew milk, so it comes in a tall carton. It's not a jug. I could cram a jug in there if I wanted to, but I don't because I'm not a jug man. I'm a butt man. I've made that clear on this show.
That's right.
So, to sum this up, you're a monster if you put it on the door.
Welcome to the Monster House.
Some.
All right, one more.
Keep my corsage in the back.
I thought I'd share this with you all. A few years back, I had the exact scenario you guys just described on air. Now, this is when we were talking about the escaped convict at the gas station. I was driving back home from Colorado on the long Highway 70 drive and had stopped in Columbia to fuel up. Just before getting back in my car, a man comes up to me and asks for a ride home, saying that he was just at a bar, but didn't want to drive home because he had a previous DUI. Definitely sketchy, but I thought at least he was trying
So,
not to
hey, come
drive.
in my car. Are you out of your mind?
He tells me that he lives a couple exits westbound on 70, so I offer to give him a lift. We get in the car and back on 70. Shortly after getting back on the highway,
He murdered me.
I ask him, which exit were you talking about? And he replies with, well, how far west are you going?
Oh.
At this point, I'm not sure if he's armed or not, and not wanting to start fabricating some story that might seem fishy, I tell him that I'm driving back to Colorado. I don't remember exactly what he said, but to make a long story short, I ended up dropping him off at a Greyhound station in Kansas City. During the ride, he told me about how he had just been in prison for murder for some time, which he followed up with his justification for killing the guy. After dropping him off, I was questioned by state troopers in central Kansas about who they saw running from my car and who was in the car with me. It was late at night and I had pulled off to sleep.
Is the question, how big of an idiot am I?
They never gave me reasoning for the line of questioning, and I'm pretty sure that I aided in transporting someone that was on the run. Needless to say, I do not pick up hitchhikers anymore. Love the show, Trevor.
Wow, Trevor.
Trevor.
I don't think you're going to make detective, Trevor.
First of all, what a kind.
Turn in your gun and
if
badge,
I
actually.
didn't know better after the police questioned me and the guy told me he just gotten out of prison for murder, I'd say I might have helped someone on the lam.
And we're like, oh, I love your orange jumpsuit. Where'd you get it?
Can you imagine driving somebody that then starts talking, just chatting you up and said, oh, yeah, I just got out for murder, but here's why I killed a guy.
I can't imagine somebody asking me random at a gas station, can I have a ride? And me saying yes.
Right.
Ever.
I could see that maybe.
For
in a
you?
perfect world. I've given people rides before. I picked up
No.
hitchhikers before.
All right, Jeff.
Jeff 2.0, here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
I mean, some people are down on their luck, man. It's a judgment call.
I will never be doing that.
You should not.
I will do. I had a woman. I still think about this to this day. I had a woman run up to my car. I was like on Shaw near the Botanical Gardens, really late at night. I used to live down there, and I had a woman come running to my car, and I was so freaked out. I didn't know if she was. I looked. I didn't see anybody chasing her or anything. I didn't know if she wanted to kill me. And I kept going, and I've lived with that in my head this whole time, 15 years of thinking about.
Yeah.
I hope that woman is okay, but man, there's no way. I'm not letting anybody. I'll give you money. I'll get you money so you can get a cab, but I'm not putting anybody in my car.
Yeah. Well,
No.
here's the thing that's funny about this email to me, Trevor. You had someone in your car. You gotten that far. You picked them up. You made the agreement. They ask you where do you want me to take you? You're in St. Louis, Missouri. They say, I'm heading west. You say, how far? They say, how far you're going. You have a moment in your head where you're like, I know how to get out of this one. I'm going to Colorado.
Right.
I'm going halfway across the country.
Yeah.
All right.
You could have said, I'm going Chesterfield, and that's it. I'll take you as far as Chesterfield. Dropped them off and been out of the situation.
Yeah.
But instead, you've committed to 9 states and had to drive this person all the way to Kansas City. Not a good survival instinct.
No. Thank God everything's all right.
I'm glad you're
I'm
okay,
glad
man.
You're here with us, man.
Glad you're all right. All right. Thank you for your emails. RizzShow 1057thepoint.com. All right. We'll take a break. I think Adam Conover should be here. If he's not here, we'll do some sports with Moon. It's 8:50. Welcome back to the program. Joining us in studio, Mr. Adam Conover.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. Excited to be here.
And it's not really my birthday, by the way. So.
Okay.
So
well, then I won't wish you a happy birthday.
Well, and
I brought a gift, man.
But I do appreciate the gift, though.
I'll
Thank
take
you. Long Island's own Adam Conover in studio.
Excited to be here. I made it off the island. I'm proud.
Yeah, I've been listening to your Factually podcast.
Oh, thank you.
On the way here, I listened to your podcast about hot dogs.
It's a pretty serious podcast. Every week I talk to a different expert, and a couple weeks ago I talked to a hot dog expert.
Yeah, I have a thing about hot dogs. They're disgusting.
Yeah.
I saw a video once on how hot dogs are made.
Oh, yeah.
It really turned me off.
This is a famous video, but literally the hot dog expert was like, do not watch this video. You will never eat a hot dog again. And then she wrote a whole book about hot dogs. There's a duality in the hot dog, right? Because we all know they're disgusting, and yet we all want to eat them.
And it's so American.
I'll
It's
never
so
stop.
American. Yeah.
I just need to know where they're from.
You could Clockwork Orange me that hot dog video on repeat for 24 hours.
And you'll be fine?
Immediately eat a hot
Still
dog.
eating them.
I didn't. I'll do the kosher ones.
Right.
Because I know a rabbi somewhere around there, and it's got to be all good.
Talking about Hebrew National?
Yeah, Hebrew National,
Yeah, the
or
Hebrew
I'll
National
do.
ones, they're acceptable.
I'll do
Bris.
Sabret's hot dogs.
I had
are
the
good.
best hot dog of my life a couple weeks ago. There's a guy selling hot dogs at the Writers Guild strike picket line, and I got 2 hot dogs. Like, these are so good. Where'd you get these? He said they're Costco hot dogs.
Oh, really?
He literally was like, I tried all the different hot dogs. That's the best hot dog brand. It's
it is the
Costco.
best.
I was like, bizarre, but okay. That's what the hot dog guy said.
Their hot dogs in the front of the store are awesome.
I know those are famous. This guy was buying them in bulk.
So this was like
and then
actual
reselling them.
purchased. Oh.
Yeah, he was purchasing them and selling them from a hot dog cart.
Oh, I thought it was like a baller move. Like he went to a Costco, bought on the front of the store,
Yeah, dude.
79 cents a piece. Like, this is Costco. Technically, you have to sell me 3,000 of these.
Yeah.
Was that experience the catalyst for the podcast, or had the podcast already happened?
Oh, we've been doing the
Episode?
podcast for
You're doing a lot of
No, I
episodes.
just mean that episode. So you'd already done that episode.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that means that he had done the episode, learns even more from an expert, and still eats hot dogs.
Still eats hot
So
dogs.
that,
Yes.
that feels good.
Speaks highly of hot dogs.
That's good to know.
You know, sometimes you're just in the mood. You're like, see, here's the thing. I'm all about, exposing the awful truth about things. That doesn't mean you need to never do it again. Just means you should know the truth when you're doing the thing.
Yeah.
So before I take the bite of the hot dog, I try to imagine the pig's horrible life. You know what I mean? What happened to all of its flesh? It going through the grill and turning into the pink goo and
Being
stuff.
mechanically separated.
Yep. And then I take the bite.
Yeah.
Me too. That's how I treat a pork steak every time.
You were mentioning like when you go city to city, you like to experience the cuisine.
I do.
So what have you found St. Louis?
I just got here. I flew in at midnight. So the first thing I got was I was racing to order something from DoorDash before I closed my hotel room. That's the problem with flying east. You always fly in too late.
And did you notice that nothing's open?
Nothing was open. Yeah, I got a pretty good burrito for it being after midnight.
We are not a late night city.
No,
Nope.
and I learned that. But where should I be eating when I'm here? Nowhere?
That's
We
a
are
good
a
question.
food city. We're a sandwich city.
Sandwich City.
As long as the hours are acceptable.
Yes.
I mean, every area in St. Louis has a few special places.
Here's where you start.
Okay.
When you leave here today,
What?
Joya's Deli is down the street.
Oh.
Stop and get a hot salami. You eat meat?
Yes.
Hot salami.
She's talking about eating hot dogs.
Yeah.
Well, I said meat.
You're speaking my language.
There's a hot salami sandwich
Oh my God.
at Joya's Deli. It's right down here. It's like 3 blocks from. There's one. The original Joya's is in the city, but they just opened this. Go there. Get a hot salami sandwich. Have
We're
that
doing
for
this.
lunch. I'm serious. Take him there.
Hot, I just like the name. Hot salami.
Yeah,
He knows.
Hot salami.
It's like thick cut deli kosher salami.
Now, is it hot temperature or hot spicy?
Hot temperature.
Hot temperature.
I love it.
Temperature.
Yeah.
That's great. Now,
Very,
but
very
what is
healthy.
the St. Louis thing you cannot get anywhere else in the country?
St. Louis pizza.
Okay.
St. Louis pizza, we have exceptional barbecue. It is different
Well,
than
the
KC.
pizza though, and you as an East Coaster, they use a cheese here that you don't.
It's polarizing.
It needs its own episode. It needs its own Adam Conover.
It's called
episode.
Provel, and
Adam ruins
Provel.
Provel.
yeah, it's
Very
like a
much so.
hybrid.
Like provolone?
kind of. There's a Swiss and cheddar and American.
It's a
kind
3
of.
not
cheese.
provolone.
It is a 3 cheese. It has provolone in it.
She's firmly, they're all like, provolone. She's
It
like,
has
no.
provolone in it. It's a 3 cheese.
Does
It's
it have
made to
provolone? I don't
melt.
think it does. I think it's Swiss. I think it's cheddar and American.
And then what, thin crust, thick crust? What do I?
Thin crust.
Very
Thin
thin.
crust. Okay.
Cracker
Very
crust.
thin.
This sounds great. I mean, I'm all
Just
about.
know what you're getting into.
What? That's the great thing about pizza.
Cheddar, Swiss,
Regional pizza
provolone.
varieties.
Oh, provolone's it. I stand corrected.
Wait a minute. Provolone is in Provel?
Yes.
I stand corrected.
Okay, I guess
I'm not a
cheese
native.
expert.
What's incredible about it is it has a
I
super.
can't believe you guys just don't defer to me in the room for this kind of stuff.
It has a super low melting point, so it's kind of like this buttery goo cheese.
It doesn't string out.
It's
Yo,
plastic.
It doesn't string out.
Dude,
That
it's-
sounds great.
It's beautiful.
And
You know-
this sauce
little
is
sweet.
sweet.
Have you ever had, you know what the best pizza in America is? You ever had New Haven
Yes.
pizza? Incredible. And people people think, why would you go to Connecticut to get pizza? Incredible.
New Haven is the pizza capital,
Yeah.
basically,
Really?
of America. My buddy used to work at a place called Two Boots. I don't know if it's still open there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Two Boots is very good. There's these 3 places in New Haven, Connecticut, just 3 pizzerias. Each of them has been there 100 years. They all hate each other. They're like, we're the oldest. No, we're the oldest. We're the best. We're the most authentic. And then that competition has sustained them on hate for 100 years.
That's
And
like the cheesesteak places in
Yeah.
Philly.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Hate has fueled great pizza.
rivalries. Hatred and rivalries makes good food.
Yeah, innovation. Fuels innovation.
Yes.
We all just can't be sitting on our hands.
I think those college kids are helping some innovation down there.
No, we
too.
can't be sitting on our hands.
You know
we
what?
need to be better than the other person.
That's actually, this is the one time I'm going to say I'm for the hate because all it's going to do, we're going to all benefit from the food hate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Those
Yeah.
wars.
Pizza hate
worth
makes
it.
us better.
It does make us better. Just binging your, and by the way, Adam Conover is at Helium Comedy Club this weekend. Show tonight at 8 o'clock, tomorrow 7:30 and 10, Saturday 7:30 and 10. If you know Adam from Adam Ruins Everything, which is on True TV, which, where can you get that now? Is it on Netflix? It is on...
You can watch the show on Max, formerly
Max.
HBO Max, if you want to watch it on streaming. They still rerun it on True TV. I still get a residual check every couple of years. So.
Nice.
Your episode on restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
Probably my favorite episode because it features you talking about tipping.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Tipping
yeah.
culture.
This is one of the first episodes we ever did. This is one of the ones that people made the show famous. Yeah. Tipping is bizarre, bizarre custom, and it is bad for pretty much everybody. People. First of all, it's very weird that we do it in the United States. They don't do it in most other places. It is annoying at the end of the meal to figure out how much you have to tip. Especially, I remember when I was in my 20s, I didn't have that much money. You start arguing with your friends over the tip. It's awkward and uncomfortable. It also. It sucks for servers overall. I know I talk to servers sometimes who are like, I make a lot of money in tips. Isn't it good? Here's the problem. Your income fluctuates. Literally, studies have been done. People tip less when it's raining. They tip less for random reasons. They tip less sometimes just because they're racist, right? Or they're just like, I don't like the server.
Yeah.
And it sucks. And they should just... The people running the restaurant should just pay a fair wage. I don't see what's hard about this, especially because in a lot of places the tipped minimum wage is so low, and people are literally making less than minimum wage until we tip. And
it's legal, and you're allowed to make. That's like one of the only industries where you're allowed to make way less than minimum wage because it's covered by tips.
And so we say this really firmly. Tip, when you dine in the United States, you must tip. You have to tip well. I tip very well because I know how bad servers have it.
Well, also, when you leave, people go, Adam Conover, famous guy. Next thing you know, you're on,
That is the other reason. You don't get away with 20% because you're like, you know what? If I go 30, then they'll be like, Adam Conover, he's a nice guy.
Adam Conover, he must be a gazillionaire.
And then maybe they'll come see me at Helium Comedy Club. And I hope people tip at the Helium Comedy Club so they have me back. But it would be better if we had a different system, and that's a lot of
it seems to be working in Japan. They don't tip.
Japan, I mean, even England, you can tip. At a bar, you leave a pound or something like that. They're like, oh, that's crazy appreciated. Not necessary.
Yeah, because you know why? They get paid well, and they have health care over there. So they're like, it's okay. I go to the doctor. I'm doing fine. Don't worry about me. Whereas in the United States, like, please give me some money. Like, I have 2 kids at home, and I'm waiting tables all day. We have a level of desperation here because we don't take care of each other the way they do in other countries.
You shot that back in, 2015, 2016?
Something like, yeah.
And tipping has come it's come a long way since then.
Yeah.
Now it's
the other direction.
In a bad direction.
Yeah.
Because of the advent of the screens, which they turn around to you.
Right.
Yeah, now it's shame, pressure,
now you're shamed
signal.
and you're pressured.
Yeah. It's rough, and they put them everywhere. They put them in places where people don't, haven't normally tipped in the past, right?
And the other crazy thing is, too, with the iPad, the shaming and all that, nobody's really realizing that they're also doing it, like, in this virtue signal way where they're doing it publicly now. Like, before, if you were a bad tipper, and you knew it, and then maybe the people at the table knew it, and the waiter or waitress knew it. Now, I'm in a line with 4 people with salads behind me, and they see me go, no tip.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And my problem is, I personally don't mind if it's the person who's serving me, right, if I'm giving them a little extra money. But when it's the little thing on the screen, I'm like, where is the money going? Right. Is it actually going to this server and the rest of the people in the front of the house, or especially the people in the back of the house often don't participate in tips? Like, when I hit 20%, right, and it's going through the credit card, like, is that money actually making its way to, poor Joe here in front of me?
How many stories do we hear of managers stealing tips?
Oh, so many.
A lot.
Yeah. And it happens more often than the stories that you hear, because
the big one? It was Mario Batali.
That guy's done a lot of bad stuff.
He's done a lot of bad stuff, but I think one of the first inklings of this guy being a bad guy was him being taken to court.
No.
Yep.
Him being taken to court for his servers going, hey, man, we're not getting all the tips given to us.
For wage theft.
I knew all the other stuff. I didn't know about that one.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Wage theft. That was the first, maybe this is, I know the guy wears orange clogs, but, and he's quirky and he wears shorts and has a ponytail, but he may not be a great guy.
Yeah.
Even though he dressed like an interesting guy, probably. Yeah.
Do you remember when he got Me Too'd big time for decades of sexual harassment, and then he put out an apology, and at the end of the apology, it was like
it was the Thanksgiving recipe,
and then he had a recipe for, I think it was cinnamon rolls.
Oh, what?
He was like, anyway, thanks for reading my apology. If you want to make my special apology cinnamon rolls, here's the recipe.
Think of me at dessert,
dude. It was because it was around Thanksgiving, and he put a recipe at the end of his apology.
Sorry, I grabbed 37 asses in the walk-in of my restaurant, but hey, here's a recipe for hot, sticky buns. Am I right, people?
Yeah, the wrong. Yeah,
Mario, seems like you're not really sorry, buddy.
Hot, sticky buns.
It's just insane.
It was an insane thing to do.
It was insanity. So your restaurant tipping, that hit close to home. Man, I wish you were still doing that kind of show. I don't know if you've done anything on like Yelp or like Yelping or online reviews.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really bad one. Those companies, you know, Yelp is really bad for a lot of businesses because that becomes your homepage, right? That's where people see you. And if you're the business owner, you don't have control over those reviews. You know, they want you to pay for ads and stuff like that. You don't, you know, like suddenly there's this new company that's like inserted itself in between you and your customer. You know, they want to take a commission from a lot of places.
I mean, that really
Google for restaurants.
That really hit close to home. A new ice cream place opened up in my neighborhood. Me and my family, we took our bikes. We, as a family, got on our bikes and rode. It was in Wildwood Town Center. We rode like 2 miles. And the treat at the end was this new ice cream place. We got our ice cream. We were enjoying it, sitting outside. And I said, let me check the Yelp reviews, just out of curiosity. And there were 5 reviews. 4 were excellent. 1 was a 1-star.
Yeah.
And that took the score down from 5 to like, you know, 3 stars.
Right.
And the 1-star was, this place had too many options.
Yeah, food was great.
Ice cream was great. Staff was friendly. Too many options.
Yeah.
Can't decide.
I mean, I've never read a 1-star Yelp review that wasn't written by a jerk. You know, they're always like my favorite 1-star Yelp review is people are saying this place has really gone downhill. You know, I'm reducing my rating from 5 to 1 because I went in one time and they were a little bit slow and thanks Obama. It's like, what is?
But I would, if I was looking up Yelp and I was looking for ice cream places in the area and I saw 3 stars, I would go, nope.
No.
Yeah. Well, and the range the range is so low because, like, literally, if you see 4.5 stars, you're like, this is gonna be the best meal I've ever had. If you see 3.5-star average, you're like, I'm never going to this place in a million years. That is the acceptable range of Yelp reviews.
Yeah. And I'm guilty of if I'm exploring a place and I don't know, I've never been there, I'll look and it will influence me.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
Oh, it'll get me on Grubhub too. Like if I'm doing stand-up in another city and I'm in a hotel, like I'm sure when you got here last night, I'm like, oh, I'll filter it out, 4 stars and up, 4 stars and up, and that might just be a couple bad reviews that drug them down.
Now, there's an exception to this because what I do when I go to a Chinatown in any city, right? It's the opposite. The lower the reviews, the better the place is. Because Yelp is an English language website, right? It's not being used by the, Chinese folks who live in the area. And all the reviews for the Chinese places are always filled with white people who are accusing the restaurant of being racist against white people.
Well, you have to drive by and you got to see if there are Chinese people eating at the Chinese
That's
restaurant.
what you do.
That's what you do.
That's what you do. But like you can't there's some situations you can't use Yelp for because it's all these like entitled people going like, I don't remember, and you need to actually look at, you have to like use your eyes, use your ears, and actually experience the restaurants.
Yeah, some of them are wild. Like the craziest 1-star review I ever saw was on a Jim Gaffigan Amazon special. And the guy goes, got halfway through this when I realized my wife and I had rented it 6 months ago. I've already seen it.
What?
1 star. And I'm like, that's on you, dude. That is not Jim Gaffigan's fault. You're mad because you didn't remember that you watched this before?
You have a crappy memory.
Yeah.
I wonder what
Get out on Jim.
Blame Jim for it.
I wonder what the Pizza Hate in New Haven has done to the Yelp reviews of those places.
I'm sure. And you could have people, you could have fans of other restaurants go to the competition and skew the ratings.
Yeah.
Fake accounts. Nice try, Leon.
New Haven, Connecticut pizza
We know
joints
this is you.
all 1-starred.
I was looking at Variety, which is, one of these entertainment rags, and they had the winners and losers from the Writers Guild strike.
Oh,
and
sure.
Adam Conover was the #1 winner.
Congratulations.
All right.
I mean, it is really weird to
Did you see? I'm sure you saw that. I'm sure you saw that.
I did see that. I did see that. It was pretty wild because, a strike is a collective effort. It's 10,000 writers working together. I did a bunch of posts on social media about it, so I got some attention, and I appreciate that. But I'm like, I didn't individually win. All of us as writers won the strike together. I mean, we kicked their asses,
But was it your job? Were you actually in the room as they were negotiating? So
I was on the negotiating committee. Yeah, I was one of the writers on the negotiating committee.
I know this is a stupid question.
Please.
But is there food? Like when you guys, honestly.
Yeah, what's the vibe?
Because I was wondering this, like when two sides get together.
Yeah.
Is it like, do they get like Panera?
Or just water?
Yes, there is food. We
who
met.
caters?
Who's
in charge of it?
So we first met at the company's headquarters. The AMPTP is their like collective organization, and we would get food for lunch. And they also had tons of snacks. They had like candy bars and stuff like that. This was before the strike, right? So. This is true. I haven't told this story to anybody else. You're getting this for the first time. So we call the strike. You know, they stopped negotiating with us. You know, they don't give us anything we want. We say, we're going on strike. We're getting out of here. As we leave, we start filling our pockets with candy bars. Because we're like, these people just forced us to go on strike. We're bringing home like a case of Hershey bars for the kids to save a little bit of money. So then we... So
that'll show them.
Months later, we go back to negotiate. Finally, they're ready to negotiate with us again. We go back in. No more candy. They said, we're not giving these writers any more candy. They cleaned us out last time. We're mad at them. And they like, and also the actors went in after us. They said there was no candy either. So we ended the free candy policy during Hollywood negotiations by abusing it.
During the second negotiation, did you just pull like a king-size Three Musketeers and slide it onto the table and be like, maybe I'll throw this in. Come our way a little bit. Maybe I'll put some candy back in the dish.
Yeah, you want to see this again? You better negotiate with us.
I'm sure there's psychological warfare when it comes to negotiations. Like we don't want everybody hangry.
Yeah. Yeah.
No good can come of it.
I mean, sometimes they, sometimes they try to butter you up and they try to make you feel, oh, we're best friends, you know, like, hey. And that, you know, just like your boss does when they try to lowball you. Hey, we're a family here. Let me take you out to lunch. You want some free pizza? That kind of attitude. Writers Guild, we don't take that attitude. You know, we're aggressive. We're like, hey, you pay us or, you know, we're walking.
Was there actually yelling in the room?
No. Well, it's more like they're very, they're like a very mean, disapproving, but we're very disappointed in you. You know, we think this offer's really good, and we just don't understand why you don't want to have your careers ended by AI, you know, or why you don't. Why do you think you should get to be paid a portion of the profits when your show generates so much money for us? Like that's not reasonable. You know, they're just like they're very condescending.
Well, and I know you were dispatched basically to tell the public and kind of dumb it down. Here's
I don't try to dumb it down. I try to bring the dumbest people to the light of knowledge. You know what I mean?
To bring light.
I try to share
to bring the light of knowledge to the masses who don't understand what was going on.
Yeah.
So it was an AI situation. It was.
Yeah. It was about AI. It was about the companies were trying to erode our wages and working conditions, pay us less. You know, they're trying to end the writers' room in television. They're trying to like force screenwriters to do endless rounds of free work. And, we had all these measures in there that we need to protect us. I mean, writer pay had gone down by 23% over like the past 5 years. It was like impossible to make a living. And people think that everyone in Hollywood is rich. Most people are just trying to make a middle class living and, send their kids to college.
So what are the percentages? Like, what's the percentage of people that are like, the upper echelon of Hollywood that, hey, if I don't work for 6 months, I'm okay?
Oh, I mean, that's like, top 1% to 3% maybe of our guild. Most people are just trying to make their year, just trying to like get enough work to qualify for health insurance. And
what is the threshold? I know in acting it's like 26.
26, yeah. For writers, if you make 46 grand in a year, something like that, then you qualify for health insurance. Right. It's a great health insurance plan, but that means that you need
pressure though to have to make it every year.
Yeah, absolutely. And it used to be that if you got hired once per year, that would qualify you for the threshold because one job would be like 6 months of work. But now that they do shorter and shorter orders, right? Every show is just 6 episodes long. They're hiring less and less writers for a shorter amount of time. You get hired on that job, and that first job might only be $25K or something like that.
And I haven't qualified for
your health insurance, and now you have to go find another job for the second 6 months of the year.
And I've been through that 3 or 4 different times.
Have you really?
I was SAG-AFTRA, and it was like teetering right around 20, whatever it was, 20,000, 25,000.
You did a lot of pornography back.
No. I'm a musician.
In the late 90s.
I'm a musician, have been for a long time. Was in SAG-AFTRA, and every time it would get to that threshold and just be under, I'm like, cool. Yep. Awesome. Like, this is going to be another interesting year of battling and figuring out where the hell stuff goes.
So what does an actor make if they do
I got stats right here. Roughly 85% of SAG-AFTRA members make less than $20,000.
Okay, so if I get, let's say, one of these NCIS shows and I get a walk-on role.
Well, so
for one episode, how much am I getting, like scale?
That's on broadcast that's on like CBS, right?
Yeah.
And so that's going to pay pretty well. But if you're on a like, say you're a I actually don't know the number off the top of my head, but it's a pretty good chunk of change. If you're like the the criminal of the week, right? You do one episode like that, you're in the whole episode. That's pretty good if you're on CBS. Do the same thing on Netflix, you're going to be paid like a half or a fifth of what you might make on broadcast TV, and that's and you don't get residuals. There's all these things that even though even more people than ever are watching the shows on Netflix, right? People are now paying $15 a month instead of getting it free over the air. The people who are making the shows make a lot less. And that's why, by the way, actors are still on strike. The writer's strike is resolved and we won it. We got every single thing that we wanted in our contract is in there now. Actors are still on strike right now. And I'm a SAG-AFTRA member as well. So
can I ask?
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't want you to have to. I watched your videos. I thought you did a really good job encapsulating the wins. What would you say that the top 3 things in the writer's contract that you guys got?
So one of the first ones is we preserved the writer's room. That's you know what a writer's room is. It's like this sort of traditional structure where people get together and beat out an episode and break the whole season. The companies were trying to eliminate that and just make one writer do all the work, and we prevented them from doing that. Number 2 is we got really strong AI protections. So we got the companies to commit that AI cannot be used to write a script. We cannot be forced to use the technology. Great. And if they give us some like a bunch of AI output to adapt, right? Like, an AI wrote a novel, you adapt it. That's an original screenplay. It's not an adapted screenplay. And adapted screenplays get paid less, right? So that would have been a really easy way for them to pay everybody less. You're just going to adapt what the AI wrote into a screenplay and take all of our notes. Now they can't do that. And then the third one is the biggest one. We got for the first time a success-based residual. What that means is for the first time, when more people watch our show on Netflix or on Max or whatever it is, we get paid more. So when we create great work, we get paid accordingly. And that's the way it had worked for years in television. That had ended in streaming. We got them to do it for the first time in streaming.
No.
And they said they would never do it in a million years. And they bent because we were on strike.
Now, you're a stand-up, and so is Rafe. I know there's a problem with like Spotify. Where a performer would get paid just as a performer for stand-up, but not the writing of it.
Yes.
Yeah, my album got taken down because I was with 800 Pound Gorilla, which is and they created Spoken Giants, and their heart was in the right place. They may have been aggressive about how they went about it, but it didn't hurt me that much as an up-and-coming kind of unknown. But like I got my stuff pulled off Sirius, and I was getting some mailbox money, and it was nice. But it was basically like they're paying whatever they pay a musician. You get paid twice. If you're the writer and the performer, it's nothing.
It's nothing.
It's
nothing.
2/16 of a penny as opposed to 1/16. But they weren't paying comedians the same way, or spoken word artists. And I think that they went after those protections, and that hasn't happened as far as I know.
Yeah, they didn't win that, right? I thought that was a valiant battle, but here's the reason I think it didn't work, is that in the Writers Guild, we did it together, right? It was 10,000 writers together saying, we are not working until we get a fair deal.
Right.
Spoken Giant didn't do that. They did it for you. They said, we're taking all of our stuff off of, Spotify. It wasn't the comics themselves saying, we're getting screwed.
Right.
We need to do something.
Well, and Spotify was like, okay.
Yeah.
Spotify went, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't everybody. It was only comics under the banner of
exactly right.
Spoken Giants. You had to sign up for it, so it wasn't a collective bargaining agreement as much as it was a selective bargaining agreement.
That's the problem. If you can get, here's how unions work. If you can get everybody who does the job on the same page and get them to all act together because they actually believe in it, right? Then you can get solidarity and then you can win. But if you just got, one label on behalf of some smaller group of comics, then Spotify can say whatever, right? But if you had Spotify pays musicians peanuts, obviously, right? But if you got every musician, if you could organize them, you get Taylor Swift down to you right here, and got all of you to say, you know what? We're taking all of our stuff off of Spotify, or we're not giving them any new stuff. Spotify might kick and scream, but eventually they'd have to come to the table because that's all that their business is, right? Is selling your work to other people. And so if we could get that kind of organization, then musicians would be a lot better off. The reason that writers and actors have, a pretty good life for artists generally in this country is because we've had unions to help us do that for 100 years, and musicians have not, or songwriters have not. And, if you look at in this country who's had a union historically, who doesn't, those are the people with the better jobs. Like, look at the auto workers, right? Like, if you think about, hey, being a union auto worker in the 70s is probably a pretty good job, right? You probably would be able to put your kids through college and pay a mortgage. That's because they had a union in that, in that industry for years and years. And, now they're taking that step again, going on strike again in order to fight for wages. But if you think about, workers who get screwed, right? They're the ones who don't have a union and don't have that collective bargaining.
This has gotten very serious, by the way.
I know it has. I know it's a comedy show, but you guys brought it there.
No, I know.
So it's so educational.
I know. Let's do something else.
Fine.
Okay, so let's do something else. Would you play a game with us?
Of course, I'd love to play.
The game is called Just the Two of Us. We're going to play a couple rounds here with Adam Conover. So here's the game. Let's get people on the phone. 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. So you guys on the phone, we'll pick a RizzShow member here. Adam's playing every round here. So Rafe over here is going to ask us a question. We're going to write our answers down. 5 questions, 5 answers. At the end of the 5 questions, we'll see if we match 3 of our 5. Caller on the phone will win their choice of prizes. We got, let me see here, WWE tickets, Ludo tickets, Tech 9 tickets, and helmet tickets.
Great.
All right, it's a very simple game, simple concept. We just got to mind meld whoever your partner is, and if we can match 3 of the 5, boom.
You got it. Who's my partner?
Well, we'll see. Okay. We'll see what the people say.
You'll play with
any of us.
Everyone but me because I have the questions.
That's right.
Actually, you have, that's not true. You
can play with me.
I am on the list for this game.
All right, Travis, you there?
Yeah.
All right, Travis, pick a RizzShow member.
I will pick you and Adam, of course.
All right, so Adam and I are playing together. Great. First round of just the 2 of us, so let's write our answers down. Do not say anything until the end. We're going to mind meld here.
You're an improv guy. You played mind meld before?
Oh, a little bit. I was not good at improv.
Very Family Feud. Guy. That's okay.
Okay.
Right, here we
Family
go.
Feud. Okay.
Just the 2 of us with Adam Conover.
All right. Number 1. Name a type of pasta. Trying to match your answers, Adam.
So is it because I'm Italian who asked that question?
Hey, man, I didn't pick you.
Okay.
This is just the first question, but yes, because you're Italian.
Okay. Thank you.
Number 2. Something you might find in a teacher's desk. Number 3, a movie about space. Number 4, something you do in the shower other than showering. Boys. Be honest. Number 5, name an ingredient in a margarita. Name a single ingredient in a margarita.
Okay.
We have our answers.
We do have our answers. Okay.
You guys both wrote very definitively, which gives me, I feel good about this.
I think we're good here.
Mind meld.
I think we're good here. All right, so
speaking to Rizz.
Let's have Lern count it down.
Okay.
So, 3, 2, 1, and we'll say our answers at the same time.
Great. Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
All right. Number 1, a type of pasta.
3, 2, 1.
Spaghetti.
Yes.
1 for 1. Very well
That's
done.
the main pasta. We all know.
Main pasta.
Yes.
That's the main pasta.
It is. This Masticcioli was a second acceptable answer.
He's an East Coaster.
Masticcioli.
He's an East Coaster. You don't know what that is.
It would have been penne.
Penne. Yeah.
Masticcioli.
Then it would have been number 2.
Number 2, something you find in your teacher's desk.
3, 2, 1.
Pencil. I thought about apple.
Apple was the number 1
But
answer.
I was like, that's on the desk.
I know.
Apple
I had a stupid answer.
No.
I was going to say chalk, but they don't use chalkboards anymore.
True.
No.
I had stapler.
Whiteboards.
Number 1 answer was OnlyFans password.
Okay.
Number 3, a movie about space.
3, 2, 1.
Armageddon.
Wars.
God damn it.
Armageddon. What'd you say? Star Wars. Yeah,
That's not
both
bad.
good.
Be pretty good.
Well, now we got to sweep out here.
No nukes.
No nukes. All
Now we gotta
right.
Sweep out here.
Something you do in the shower other than showering.
3, 2, 1.
Pee.
Listen to the radio. God damn it. You're right. I do pee.
Sorry, Travis.
I do pee in the shower because you just got to get everything out when you're
normal.
in there.
It's
Oh,
normal. It's normal. All right, just for fun.
Just for fun, name an ingredient in a margarita.
3, 2, 1.
Tequila.
Salt. Wow.
Man, I
Not
got
bad.
alcohol.
Started strong and really petered out.
Salt. I quit drinking a couple years ago, so I just think about the salt, man.
Yeah, the sodium.
All right,
I can't have the sodium. That's why he quit. He didn't
Tiffany,
quit because of the booze.
Pick a RizzShow member.
Let's go with Lern.
All right, Lern and Adam. Time for just the two of us. Round 2. Here we go. Let's get a winner.
We're going to do it.
A famous cartoon character. Number 2, a fruit you would put in a fruit salad. Number 3, an instrument in a rock band. Number 4, a type of comfortable shoe. And finally,
That's a good one. That's a tough one. Type of comfortable shoe.
type of comfortable shoe. And number 5, a holiday in the fall.
Oh, come on, guys. You got this.
A holiday
You got
in the
this.
fall.
Good.
Adam's still writing.
Any repeats needed?
I believe in you.
I got it.
All right.
Moon, you counted down.
I believe in you both.
I do
All
too.
right. Here we go. Moon counted down a famous cartoon character.
3, 2, 1.
Homer
Bugs Bunny.
Simpson.
Oh, I put Homer
Bugs
too.
Bunny.
Oh, Mickey
Stupid
Mouse.
one.
Come
Dang
on,
it.
guys.
Oh,
Homer.
Number 2, a fruit you would put in a fruit salad.
3, 2, 1.
Grape.
Oranges.
Oh, I put apple.
Damn it.
Strawberries.
Wouldn't it be tangerine?
Strawberries are in every fruit
You're
salad.
right. You're
They're
right.
too expensive.
Wait,
I was thinking of like the creamy,
you said
like
oranges?
yeah, like
I've
in
never
that,
seen
in
an
that
orange
fruit
in a fruit
salad.
salad.
You
Yeah,
got
there's
like
little
coconut and
I think this
marshmallows.
seems like the same. We
Never.
would have the same salad. Yeah, grapes and oranges would go together.
Grapes?
Yeah.
Grapes or cherries were the number one answer.
No, it's
Cherries.
strawberries.
Cherries.
Everybody wants cherry in fruit salad,
No
dude.
one knows.
Cantaloupe. What about cantaloupe?
I would never have
Oh.
a cherry in a fruit salad.
All right,
Absolutely
well.
not.
You're talking about the
You're 0 for 2.
prepackaged
Your
fruit
fruit
salad.
salad sucks.
All right.
Pumpkins.
It's okay. We're going
All right,
3
here
for
we go.
3
Here we
here.
go. Got to sweep out here.
An instrument in a rock band.
3, 2, 1.
Guitar.
Drums.
Oh, it's
0 for 3.
guitar.
Guitar is
Sorry,
number one
Main
answer.
one.
I thought you were more drum.
All right, you know what,
energy.
Tiffany? Stay on the line. If they get none correct, you'll still win.
Okay.
All
That's
right,
great.
now the pressure is on.
Now-
Not
Here
to
we go.
match.
Now we
A
have to
type
be
of
bad.
comfortable shoe.
3, 2, 1.
Crocs.
Sneaker.
Oh, I put slipper.
Crocs was the number one
I had
answer.
Uggs.
The uglier they are,
Yeah.
the more comfortable.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, no.
no.
You're
Number
going to get
5,
this.
the
where it
loss.
all comes apart.
50-50 chance on this
I
one,
know.
honestly.
A holiday in fall.
3, 2, 1.
Thanksgiving.
Halloween.
All right,
Clean
congratulations.
Woo!
Congratulations, Tiffany.
Clean sweep. Clean
now
sweep.
I'm proud of us.
I
Good,
know, that
good
was really
job.
good,
That was
buddy.
great.
Dennis, hello.
Yes.
All right,
How
pick
you
somebody.
doing?
Doing well, thank you. Pick somebody.
You and Moon.
Well, no, it's just, you know, Moon's going to go.
Okay.
All right, Moon's going.
I got you. I got you.
I already did it. All right,
We got
Moon
this. We
and
got
Adam, here we go. Round 3, just the two of us.
Lock it up. Lock it up.
Lockdown.
All right, boys, let's get this. Number 1, a famous animal superhero. A famous animal superhero.
That's hard.
No, it's not.
Oh.
There's the correct answer.
Adam's got the
Famous animal
Can't think of one.
superhero. I can think of 3 right off the top of my head.
superhero.
A popular ice cream flavor. A popular ice cream flavor. An item you take on a camping trip. A character from Greek mythology. A type of dance everyone can do at a wedding.
Okay. Moon and Adam furiously writing down.
Oh, we got this.
So far, we've had no winners.
We got this.
Yeah, we did.
Only because they were terrible.
Well, we got
Well,
a ticket.
that's still
Lock it
counts.
up.
My answer to the dance is so bad, but that's all I got.
But
so.
maybe that's what we need. Top of the head. We got this.
Okay.
You and
Here we
me.
go.
Top of the
Here
head.
we go.
First thought, best thought.
That's right. A famous animal superhero.
3, 2, 1.
Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse.
I told you.
Great start.
Here we
Number
go.
one answer was
I thought
Mighty
Air
Mouse.
Bud.
I went Ant-Man.
No,
Air Bud was a
superhero.
basketball
Air Bud.
player, not a superhero.
Ant-Man
Mighty
was a
Mouse
dude.
was the
Whatever,
number one
man.
answer.
Ant-Man was a
I
guy.
don't know how it works.
Man.
That's funny. Mighty Mouse was the number one answer. Underdog would have been an acceptable second answer. Number 2, a popular ice cream flavor.
3, 2, 1.
Vanilla. Woo!
2 for 2. Here we go.
Killing it. Killing it.
And for the win,
Number 3, an item you take on a camping trip.
3, 2, 1.
tent.
Oh.
I believe this.
Hey, you know what,
There it is.
Dennis? Hang on. If they go 5 for 5, he'll get one everything.
What?
One everything.
Holy smokes.
5
One of
for
everything.
5. One of everything.
We're in Oprah mode.
There's no way we're matching on 5, but
Yes, we
let's
are.
get there.
Yes,
A
we are.
character from Greek mythology.
3, 2, 1.
Hercules.
Sorry, man.
So much for that, Dennis.
I went with the boss.
I was like, I feel like this guy watched TV in the 90s, so that's
I
why I
did.
went with Hercules.
Hercules
yeah.
and
Good
Medusa
guess.
were
Kevin
the number.
Sorbo?
Those were the 2 number 1 answers.
All right, 5, just the last one.
A type of dance everybody can do
3,
at a
2,
wedding.
1.
Electric
Hokey pokey.
slide. Oh, that's a good one.
I thought about electric slide.
Electric
but
slide was the number 1 answer, but hokey pokey's way more doable. Actually, chicken dance was also an acceptable
right.
answer.
Chicken dance.
Well, hey,
Hokey
Dennis
pokey.
won.
That's a great
Yeah,
one.
That's great.
He won.
I failed
Electric
you.
slide is you're moving left and right, and you can break a hip doing that.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Not everybody knows the steps.
You can. It's
Hokey pokey
electric.
was right.
Yeah.
Hokey
Hey, do you know
pokey.
that
It's electric.
Adam's dad was a marine biologist?
He was.
Get out of here.
Yeah. See, I mean, you come from smart parents.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Dad was a
My-
marine biologist. Your mother was a
A
teacher
botanist,
and a botanist.
and my sister is a particle physicist.
Were they very
Holy
disappointed when he
smokes.
went into to Hollywood stuff?
Yeah. They were like, oh, you topped out at a bachelor's. You're a dropout. That's what we call.
Yeah.
That's what we call you. Yeah. No, now they're pretty proud. You know, I get a second billing on the Christmas card. You know.
All right.
Yeah, my sister's a science journalist. She has a PhD in particle physics. Very scientific family. I grew up with ADD. Couldn't really focus on the studies.
Right.
You know what I mean? I still love learning stuff, so now I do it through comedy.
Funny how that works in family, isn't
Yeah.
it? When you go into the entertainment fields, like
Yeah.
all the same people that were like, "What are you doing, you idiot? You're never gonna have it." And then you get a little success, and they're like, "I believed in you the whole time. I knew when he was a kid. I knew." And I'm like, "Wait, Uncle Keith, you told me I was a piece of crap. Like 4 Christmases ago, you told me I needed to go to grad school."
Well,
how that works.
So did you have a backup plan?
Not now, no. I
No,
mean,
did you?
Oh, did I?
Did you?
No, I never did. I mean, after I graduated college, I did some like web development and stuff like that. I was doing like freelance work around New York, but I just dived into comedy.
Because I'm not a fan
full-time.
of backup plans.
Yeah.
Because I feel, and I've said this before, if you have a backup plan, then you could kind of lean on that.
Yeah.
If you don't have one and you got to make it work, you do whatever you can to make it work.
Look, the entertainment industry, it's just an industry like any other, you know? So you have to look at it, figure out how to work your way in and devote a lot of time to it. And unfortunately, it's a very inequitable industry. So a lot of times you got to, I worked for free for 10 years, before I was finally paid to do it. Lucky to be able to do that. But yeah, you got to work for exposure. You got to do open mics and basements and things.
Yeah.
But I was like, look, my friends who are doing well, they're getting hired to write for TV shows. They're doing spots on Comedy Central or whatever. I can do that, and I can tour and et cetera. And now, took a decade or so, but now I'm able to actually tour the country doing stand-up comedy, which is my dream. I love it.
And here you are in St. Louis.
Yeah.
At Helium Comedy Club tonight at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow, you got 2 shows. Saturdays, you got 2 shows.
Yep.
You got the podcast. What else are you doing?
I do YouTube videos, doing sort of like late night comedy, but on YouTube right now. It's a blast. I'm actually able to make my living full time as a comedian, which was my dream growing up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And your parents are proud.
They are proud.
I talked to them. They said they're very.
Oh, you called them?
Yeah, I said.
Because I haven't talked to them in years, man.
Adam's coming on. Tell them we're proud of them.
They're always listening to the show, They live in Oregon, but they're always just loading up the
Oh, they
web
live in
stream.
Oregon now? They don't live on Long Island?
They no longer live on Long Island now. They live in Eugene, Oregon, a very nice hippie town full of old people.
Do they have thick Long Island accents?
No, because they're not from there. My dad's from Michigan. My dad's from Florida. My mom's from Michigan. They hated Long Island. I'm the only one who, I'm the only one in the family who feels like a New Yorker.
I can hear in your voice sometimes
just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Comes out a little bit. You know what I mean?
Because there's and I'm an East Coaster too, so there's distinct accents. There's Long Island.
For
there's
boroughs?
New Jersey.
Oh yeah.
He's got his chain
Queens,
out.
Brooklyn.
That's Long
I got the
Island,
chain out.
baby.
Brooklyn's got its own thing, and if you're from that area, you could tell just by the way people say certain words where they're from.
And when I hear an accent, I live in LA now, unfortunately, and when I hear a New York accent, it cuts across the room, and I'm like, who said that? Yeah, where are you from? Yeah, what exit are you on the LIE? Yeah, it's just a beautiful homey feeling.
Yeah. Spent many a summer out at Jones Beach and
Oh, yeah.
I know you played out there at Jones Beach at the amphitheater.
You played at Jones Beach?
Oh, yeah, many times. Is that the one where the barricade is the water?
Dude,
Yes.
behind the stage is the Long Island Sound.
I also
that the
got
dirty
naked.
one?
Yeah, I got naked and jumped in that thing because none of you guys told me how nasty that area is. The water. I mean, there was there's
You
weird
came out
things
like
floating in there.
Like syringes.
Yeah. I came out shorter.
It's a sound, so it's like it's not the whole ocean. It's like it's a very long bay.
It's where the garbage goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of shipping going through, a lot of fishing and stuff like that. When did you play at Jones Beach? Because as kids, that was like, oh, we got to go see Billy Joel at Jones Beach. It was like the big deal to go to see a concert there.
Many times, probably starting in like 03, 04.
Amazing.
Yeah, those kind of times. Fun shows, always great crowds.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the stage was separated by a strip of water. So between the first row and the stage was water.
Which is cool to play in front of until you realize, I have fallen off stage once or twice. I better not do that here.
Yeah, no, you can't fall. It's not. I don't think you could fit through that hole. But still, though, I saw Rage Against the Machine.
Amazing.
And Pearl Jam there, and
the problem is then the show's over. You want to leave the stage, but you got to wait for low tide.
Yeah. Well, you used to be able to tie your boats up to the side of the stage.
That's sweet.
Pre 9/11, you could do that.
I just played on Long Island a couple weeks ago. Where was that? Some weird. It was like by the rich part, but not by the rich part. What's the place everybody always
Hamptons?
wants to go to? No, it's past the Hamptons.
Montauk?
Montauk. Yeah. Super for Montauk. You knew the area. It's some weird kind of scene, but boy, oh boy, they putting a lot of money in there right now.
Oh yeah,
that's good.
Holy cow!
Yeah, there's a lot of money out of the east end of Long Island. It's kind of gross. We used to go, camping out on the beach and stuff because we, I didn't come from a rich family, but you'd see the big mansions and things. It's weird, man. Yeah.
That's a whole scene out there.
I grew up in almost a flyover part of Long Island, in between the city and the rich people, and they just go right past on their way to vacation out in the Hamptons.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like New York when you're in there for a while.
No.
It feels like you're in the middle of Ohio.
So it's a whole nother world out there.
Yeah.
Dude, appreciate you coming in.
Hey, thank you so much. I hope people come out to the show. I do a meet and greet after every show. Love to see folks. It's a brand new hour about attention deficit disorder, my family, all this stuff. I'm really proud of the show. Hope people come out.
See Adam Conover at Helium Comedy Club this weekend. A show tonight, 2 shows tomorrow, 2 shows on Saturday. All right, we got to take one final break. We'll come back and wrap her up. Is it for us? Donnie Fandango is next. Hey, reminder, tomorrow, go see Moon and Rafe Prestige Pools, Hot Tub, and Swim Spa tent sale.
We're skinny dipping.
Oh!
At the Premium Outlet Mall. That's right off 40 in Chesterfield.
Yep. Always a good time.
That's the outlet mall that survived.
Yes.
Yeah, and then come see me on Saturday. I will be in Shiloh, Illinois at Together Credit Union, sign the billboard, get a Hollow Weirdo sticker.
That's right.
Then on Sunday, I'm going to be at DB's watching football.
Dang.
How about that?
Because I'm going to be talking about the game. So if you want to come talk sports,
talk
it's
sports.
Sunday,
Chat NFL with Lern at DB's.
Help me with my picks.
Don't forget to make your picks, 1057thepoint.com/picks, NFL Pick'em Challenge. Today's podcast title is
Dirty Things with Pretzels and Adam Conover.
There we go. Thanks to Adam Conover for stopping by. Hey, we're going to sign off here. Get in our car, because we all have one car. We have a big RizzShow van.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how we get around. It's like the Mystery Mobile. And we're going to head over to Sky Air Force Base for our special live broadcast.
That's right.
We'll be on YouTube doing that live. It'll be on a podcast if you missed it. But a lot of yelling.
And Stalter, you've been warned. And Rivers, you've been warned.
You've all been warned.
We're coming.
All right. Anything else?
No.
That's it.
All right. Thank you. We leave you with a selection from our Team Rizz Remember the Day, which is brought to you by Hot Shots. HotShotsNet.com/Team Rizz. From Troy, Illinois, Jamie Hart-Blunt is our